Falcons and BetBoom. Exciting stuff going out there on the stage, and hopefully we're going to get just as exciting, if not more exciting stuff happening here in the game of Dota 2. Fogged, what do you make of this? These two going head-to-head. We saw earlier today, Falcons starting to get quite a bit of momentum continuing here with the backup of Vowie, especially from their drafts. They've had two pretty convincing stomps they've managed to show us so far today. Is that going to continue here, or is BetBoom going to put them to a stop in this grand finals?
Ooh, who knows? I don't even know where to begin, really, because it does seem like both teams got exactly what they wanted. Maybe Falcons having a bit of the edge because they did get this Alchemist early on to maybe prepare for this Beast Smash that was coming in, but man, who knows? It really does feel like both teams are super happy with this type of approach. Kiyotaka snap-picked the Storm, no hesitation.
They did.
Even though we've seen, and the panel mentioned, sometimes these Monkey Kings can have the advantage, but Kiyotaka, he's confident. And confidence sometimes can be massive when you are playing in this type of situation. So him versus the Pugna in particular, right? Storm versus Pugna, he wants to jump backline, stop this type of healing that's going to be coming out. But these Pugnas have been pesky versus Storm, too. Yeah, there's so many different things to talk about, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the big thing with that last pick, Storm. Sure, it doesn't quite offer the direct hero answers as the like the Vipers the panel was suggesting, but it is a game where the Storm, you know, who's going to catch this guy? It's kind of just between what the Boundless is, maybe eventually a Rod of Atos on the Hoodwink, but looking at the other heroes, you know, the Pugna, the Alk, and the Bristleshot, whilst the Alk has a little bit of a stun, it's not going to be the one to set up. You know, these three heroes cannot set up onto the Storm, so I think Kiyotaka saw that and he said, I'm going to have an absolute field day here on my Storm Spirit.
That could be it for sure, and it does give them the option of this initiation tool without Blink Daggers. This team, on the side of BetBoom, looking at their heroes, they have so many ways to start fights if they do start getting these items out. Miero, I think most of the games we see him do his standard build where he gets a second item, Blink Dagger too, so they'll have a Tusk to kind of initiate or counter-initiate, a Bat with his Blink to initiate, a Beast to initiate, a Storm to initiate, lots of different ways to jump in. But Falcons, their group up, their lineup, once they get that early timing, which it's going to come quick, right? 12 to 15 minutes, we'll see Radiance Alchemist, we'll see Bristleback with an Aghanims plus a Shard, and depending on which item that the Monkey King wants to go, which is probably Diffusal or the Gleipnir route, we'll see which one it is, depends on the greed that he gets, how his lane goes. There's going to be some pretty big timings that come out, and we'll see if BetBoom in particular can withstand that triple core timing with a bit more of a greedy approach with the Morphling. Yeah, it's definitely a really interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to look at in particular is, you know, talking about this mid matchup, we've seen so many games where a Monkey King's been shown and then a hero's picked against it that doesn't do that well in the lane against it, and the Monkey King's able to take over. Do you think that will not be the case here? Because as we have in the panel, like Jenkins and Effie mentioned in certain situations, right, the Monkey King can have a very good start against a Storm. You know, if this happens again here, Maureen turns up to the lane, has an easy sort of 1v1, gets ahead, is this Monkey King going to take over the map?
He could, but we'll have to see, because Kiyotaka's also just been, I think he's been the best contest versus Maureen in particular in this tournament of just being able to either solo kill him or just have that good matchup for him. We really are in for a treat, and I think we were hearing yesterday in particular from BetBoom, from Save, he was saying he is super excited for this matchup. He's been wanting to play this one because I can't remember exactly how many tournaments it was last year that they made it to the finals and then got 3-0 clapped by Falcons. Sure, it's a bit of a different BetBoom now, but Save in particular... It was at least
4 or 5 times, I want to say.
Yeah, Save has that in his mind, so we'll have to see how it ends up going down, and we'll see how these lanes end up going. Absolutely in for a treat here. Both teams have shown dominance in early game, dominance in mid game and late game, so should be very exciting. Kentomi somehow just gets Tusk every game, too. Just wanted to point that out. I think this is like the 5th game in a row I see him playing the Tusk.
And he was one of the brown boot Aghanim enjoyers, right?
Kentomi? No.
Oh, Kentomi won't. We're going to get the drums, solo kind of standard stuff from him.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. That was 9 class.
9 class.
Yeah, 9 class in particular was doing it from the 4
the Axe Rush.
So. Yeah, let's see how this mid lane goes. I'm gonna be mostly looking at that lane just to determine that early game aggression that could come from Maureen in particular. And yeah, Kiyotaka, he's been a big driving force for the early game in particular, and space creator for the side of BetBoom. That could be necessary this game since he does have the morph greed.
To me.
Considering these side lanes, I mean, which sort of side lane do you consider the offlane duo to be able to play more aggressive in? Is this Bristle Hoodwink, this scary lane, or is it the Bat Beastmaster, the BetBoom we've got going on bottom?
That's a good question. They're both pretty.
They're
both pretty darn
throw
strong.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, both offlane duos are very, very potent, I would say. Overall, the Morphling should be able to withstand the Bristleback. It's actually been, this is a really interesting thing that Falcons has done that I've seen other teams not do is they pick the Bristle into the Morphling. Other teams are picking the Morphling into the Bristle when they see it put in the offlane, so they're just comfortable with having Amar play this, and Katomi trying to trade with Crit, but Crit is doing that trade pretty decently. He's got stick charges.
Crit trying his best with the body blocks to allow Amar to close in, but Katomi makes the way around.
And let's see overall if they can handle, on the side of Falcons, if they can handle Miro too, because I've mentioned him multiple times in this tournament about his Beastmaster, how he's like, he just turns into kind of like the first carry, actually. He's not really like this supporting role Beastmaster. He ends up having pretty solid performances every time if he's able to get his itemization, and sometimes like pure stacks himself early game just to ensure that that can happen, so that Miro has those good timings. So
yeah, I mean Falcons, they've got to keep a good track of how the stacking ends up going down for BetBoom, because yeah, Miro, just as a team, they've been able to fuel him up very early on, very easily with large amounts of stacks.
So far, Pure is struggling a bit to get these last hits up here. Only 5 at the moment. They're getting a good amount of denies. 4 on the Hoodwink and 4 on the Bristle. So they've gotten 8 denies already up there versus this Morph Tusk lane.
Yeah, and it's solid stuff from Kiyotaka so far in the mid. 10 for 6 against the 10 and 2. So getting an edge on the denies here.
It makes sense why he wants to play it if he feels that confident to play it even versus that Monkey King. And he is one of the Monkey King specialists, so does know how to play versus that matchup, and is going to be able to deny away that flag bearer.
He's playing it really nice here in the mid.
He's keeping Malrine pretty low. Malrine does have a creep advantage at the moment, but yeah, he's doing a very good job there. But yeah, Pure definitely slowed down in the top lane at the moment versus these two.
Malrine trying to step up aggressively there, able to dodge some of the damage with the Mischief.
I can't look away from mid. Pure, he's sitting low, but overall it's a Morphling, so it's constantly happening. He shouldn't get caught out up there, but this mid lane, feels like either one of them could just go for that solo play. Both manipulating creep wave to get that better positioning.
Yeah, bottom lane. So far, not really much of a slowdown that Skeeter's having to endure as the Alchemist. He's doing just fine.
The power of the Pugna behind too prevents a lot of aggression that can come out from Save. He does get a lot of sticky stacks up now, but as soon as the Nether Ward gets put down, they can't get as aggressive. They're already perhaps expecting a movement that's going to come out from BetBoom, an early defensive ward placed out from Snaking to watch a rotation that can come through the portal. Probably expecting that Katomi is going to move, because the Morphling at some point can just get left alone versus the Bristleback.
This mid, it's surprising that neither of them's died. I feel like in any other matchup between players, one of these heroes would have died. But both knowing exactly how careful they have to be, but still finding good amounts from the lane.
Yeah, looking at last hits, this must be one of the games that I see. He might actually find Katomi here.
He does. Crit. Okay, Crit finally gets the first blood hit.
Very nice job. Looking at the CS overall, this must be the highest denies I've actually seen in the first 4 minutes across the board. 10, 18, 28, 32. We're over 40 denies. That's actually pretty crazy. Just at this point in the laning phase, how much both teams are prioritizing that. That's why they're in the finals. See how much that they can get out of these lanes. Great solo kill, though. We've seen Crit multiple times. I mean, how many times does he get his Hoodwink as well, too? He's able to do this, find this type of opening in the game just to enable his offlaner and make early rotations, too. So could definitely see him look to make a move, perhaps, onto the Storm as well, or pressure him in the jungle. But soon 6 is going to be hit for Kiyotaka, and interesting to see this, too. He is going down the Soul Ring route.
Yeah, we have some Storms loving this, some not as much.
I can see it this game since he's playing versus triple physical cores, right? As well, on top of it just being very beneficial on top of the mana.
Oh, look at the damage. Yeah, Crit coming in. Not going to get the connection with the Bushwhack. And still though, Amar, he might just have the chance to run down Katomi, and indeed with the Quill Spray stacking up. Another kill to be found here between the two up top, so.
A lot of minus armor. The Blightstone coming into play with that goo, with everything that Amar provides. Amar is having a beautiful start up here. All 3 cores looking solid here for Falcons at the start.
It certainly is. That's a little bit of an edge. It's close. They do have that slight advantage here, 6 minutes. We'll see who's able to claim the Power Rune. And it's going to be top, so Mallory is going to be very tough to go on, even when the 6 is hit by Kiyotaka.
And he's holding the skill point just in case he needs either of the abilities, either the Tree Dance or his ulti. He's going to go for the Tree Dance now to perhaps get involved with early rotations. He's making the move bottom, snaking.
He's got backup.
might get brought down from save, but save very likely to die as well.
Yeah, Marine swings over to make sure that they can run down the bat. Miro, nothing to be done to help out save, as Mallory gets a kill from the rotation.
Another thing to point out, what Snaking did earlier, I didn't point out because they were just doing a lot inside the laning phase, but he did block the hard camp. So you see it just still hasn't spawned. It was blocked for the first 6 minutes. So Ancients will be stacked, but that hard camp won't be there for Miro. So you were saying, you know, I want to see them be ready for the Beastmaster stacks. They did already prepare that one, at least in the first 6 minutes on that hard camp. Maureen doing what the Monkey Kings like to do when they get a bit of an advantage inside of the laning phase. He's trying to go for a Wisdom Steal. They're expecting this.
Yeah, they're bringing in save as well. He's going to try and go for it, but the snowball timing from Katomi is perfect. Puts a stop to his efforts for stealing the Wisdom. Katomi's able to secure it for BetBoom. At the least for Marin. They won't manage to catch and set up onto him. He can TP back over to mid.
Kiyotaka, heads up move. Immediately he knows that these stacks are happening from the Hoodwink. He knows that the Monkey King goes to steal the Wisdom Rune, so he just walks in and steals the hard camp stack. That was a triple stack he just walks in and takes. Uncontested. Pretty big deal that he's able to do something like that so far. First few minutes though, Falcons, they're having this 2K lead just off of the lanes. The Alchemist and the Bristol.
And he's going to get out of this lane. There's 3 heroes on BetBoom looking for him. Actually, no, he's going to stick around. So there are 3 of them looking for him.
He's pretty surrounded. He's got Chemical Rage.
He's going to get some backup.
Miro's too low to go for this.
Yeah, they had the 3 of them here, but BetBoom not able to find any sort of way of setting up onto Skeeter, and Skeeter correctly realized that. Was going to head out of the lane, but decides to stick around, and he's perfectly safe to do so.
Yeah, and even though now also at this point, the Morph can be left alone versus the Bristle can also be left alone versus the Morphling. So we're seeing this 1v1 in the top lane that's enabling Crit to make these rotations and perhaps catch mid.
He's got to be careful, but he has seen Crit, so yeah, he's going to be very ready with the zip to get away from the potential bushwhack.
But bullied out of his lane. This tower could also be in trouble here. Snaking's in the area to start applying that blast. This early game from Falcons, just step ahead of BetBoom at the moment. Level 7 on Monkey King with this amp damage. He could still look to get active. They could even catch Pure off guard with this rotation from Skitter.
They're just going to try and bully him.
And there's 4 heroes here. He probably just goes down. It's gonna be, let's see if he can play himself out of it.
Yeah, look at that damage indeed to the Boundless Strike. Into a final punch for Skeeter. It's starting to build up here.
Very quick that they're able to do this, and Amar pops the Seeing Red. He's going to be able to bring this tower down very quickly, too. Very good aggressive moves so far here, and the Alchemist is not getting slowed down from the Beast and that Batrider lane, and they have slowed Pure down massively so far with how that top lane went. That timing we were talking about, it might even hit faster. Yeah. That 12 to 15 minute mark that Falcons wants to play around.
And if this continues, I feel like if you let Falcons get their Monkey King in the mid, you have to pick something that's just going to dumpster it. Otherwise, he's just going to be able to do this, start making these crazy moves around the map, and you're not going to be able to match them. Yeah,
let's see how Kiyotaka tries to fix a bit of this early game, because it feels like it is a lot up to him on the Storm Spirit now at this point with how those side lanes have gone, if the Storm can get these connections. But they're limited on these levels too. I see Save, he's just hit 5. Katomi's still level 4. Not easy for them to make the rotations. Who do you want to kill, right? The Alk is not squishy, the Bristleback's not squishy, so for the Storm, the targets to at least kill are limited. He can farm though, but killing these targets at this point does feel quite difficult.
I mean, they made that sort of move earlier, bringing the 3 of them down bottom to look towards Skeeter, but even then they couldn't make a move, and it was at a point where Miro still didn't quite have the 6.
And that's why they wanted this first pick Alchemist, because they banned a lot of Miro's heroes that we were talking about. You know, his Magnus, his Primal Beast, his Dawnbreaker, the 3 very good aggressive heroes versus Alk. Beastmaster versus Alchemist, it's what Alchemist wants to play versus. You're killing the summons, it's difficult for him to get aggressive onto you because you've got that extra bonus with your Acid Spray. If they do dive, you lose your creeps. His Radiance is going to be fast.
Yeah, and indeed on the other side of the map, it's a slow start on the Morph. You're seeing from Pure, he's at the bottom of the cores right now.
And we're seeing why they do want to have that Bristle against it, even though some teams do like to pick the Morph versus the Bristle. Amar, he's done this a lot on his Bristleback, when he just gets ahead, stays ahead, and not playing versus any type of break in particular, this Bristleback is an issue. Kiyotaka?
I mean, it's just not going to happen.
He's got a regen, so he's trying to get aggressive.
All right, maybe with Katomi and Pure, they can try. Amar turning his back, but they're able to get in position, finish him off. We're going to see them fight back. The snowball comes in. The Boundless Strike down on towards Katomi. They'll settle for the Tusk kill. This will give the space for Pure and Kiyotaka to retreat. So BetBoom, they're able to make a move happen. Taking out Amar, only losing a support. It's something.
They have to bring so much there to kill him. And Skater walks in, a typical carry contribution. Swak. gets the last hit, that's his Radiance pretty much done at one of the earlier ones that we see.
Oh, and it's going to be this Midas online for Pure.
Oh, they're going for late game.
It's the recovery plan.
Yeah, they're going for the super late game.
That just says everything about how this start's gone for BetBoom.
Yeah. Malrine. Difficult for them to go on this here as Amar's turned up.
Kitaka still got a bit of mana to play with, so should be fine. Falcons not able to get a grab on anyone. But yeah, it's going to be the recovery gameplay here from BetBoom.
That means that they're planning to go for 35 minutes plus in particular.
Honestly, against Falcons, I feel like that's not a bad decision. You know, we've seen Falcons, when they get this lead early, you know, they're not going to win the game in the next 10 minutes. It's going to probably take them 40 minutes to close the game up because they do it in this very Falcons style, playing it very slow, very safe. So if there was ever a game to pick up a Midas and try and recover, as, you know, you're going to get the time to use that Midas against Falcons, that would be the time. And Pierre's gone for it.
Yeah, I mean, you know how I feel about Midas. I hate this item, but I can see the idea of why he wants to go for it because,
he knows these guys aren't going to end the game in the next
Falcons,
10 minutes.
Yeah, but they can, though. Well, not the next 10 minutes, but they usually don't. But their heroes this time around, it can push very hard with Pugna behind a Bristleback sieging.
Well,
so
I mean, it'll be interesting to see if this does indeed continue to play out as a game where Falcons get this big lead that they grow and grow. Bottom lane, drop the raw onto Snake King, and we'll get the Decrepify the life drain. The concoction's out. He's perfectly fine. As it finds there, we've got the turnaround coming in. They'll take out Miro. Snake King does die, but sets up for, you know, Skitty to get involved in a little bit of something up top.
I mean, Stave is dying as well.
And look at this play from the top lane. Malrine, he's looking to chase down Katsuomi and Pure.
Malrine is doing what we've seen Kiyotaka do in a lot of the games, where he's just a nuisance. He's constantly forming this distraction for the team. They try to get this kill onto a little a 5-position Pugna. Skeeter ends up getting a double kill. Massive enable for him.
Yeah, that's pretty much very close to having the Blink Dagger done on top of that Radiance.
Their timings are going to be so fast, Owen. And Malrine, he is going down the route of this Maelstrom, so rather than going for more aggression and early with the Diffusal, he'll be able to scale harder when he goes for this Maelstrom Gleipnir build, and it gives extra catch versus the Morph, versus the Storm as well. With this type of early start, absolutely can see why he wants to do that. And the Atos for crit, it's going to come pretty quick, so they're going to have potentially double Gleipnirs that are going to come out as well to have that extra catch that maybe they were slightly limited on versus this Morph and Storm as the game progresses. And Amar, there's that Axe. So very quick timing. He also has more stacks that are going to be formed again, so he's probably going to get that 15-minute timing of the Ags plus Shard. They're going to have Blink on the Alk with the Radiance. BetBoom, they do have one thing now going for them. It's the Ags on the Beastmaster. But that's kind of all that they do have going for themselves at the moment until Kiyotaka has an Orchid. And this is a game where, you know, always mention the Beastmaster with the Ags can go straight to Roche, but this is not one that you can just walk into a Roche very easily with this type of deficit. Falcons can contest you quite easily, and they can get there fast. With this timing with the Blink Radiance, Skeeter, he's looking to get involved. Scan does catch on the side. Kiyotaka, he's ready. Will be able to play himself out, but the tower.
It's going down. Falcons starting to bring the pressure over onto BetBoom's side of the map. Big time here with the pressure in mid. Also ready to swing across towards top.
I mean, they see that Pure's got Midas, right? So they already know, okay, Pure can't get involved. We're playing essentially a 4v5. We can run at them for these next 10 minutes. They're going to try to go for the Roche sneak, but it's going to make its way toward top in a second here.
Yeah, they know they can't finish it or get anywhere close to finishing it before it moves.
Yeah, it's not easy for them to just sneak this one like we were mentioning.
We'll take that.
Now the Orchid's online, so a little bit easier potentially for Kiyotaka to make these plays.
And Save almost has his Blink, so they're getting close to having at least 2 or 3 item timings on the side of BetBoom to fight back versus this very strong early timing that Falcons has. Still, the Morph doesn't want to get involved for some time, but with these 3, they can look to skirmish as long as the Falcons doesn't bring more numbers. But overall, it's been Falcons bringing the numbers in most of these situations so far here. And yeah, they're prepped for the Roche. They've got the ward already placed down on top of the Twin Gate, so they'll be able to watch if the Beastmaster does look to set up for it. And Falcons, they came in with this game plan. So far, it's looking really good. BetBoom, they do have the Blink now on save.
They've got to smoke up immediately.
Yeah, feels like they got to at least try to slow down the momentum a bit here from the side of Falcons. So many. Can we get a stack counter in a moment when possible? Yeah, there we go. A insane amount this time around from Falcons. BetBoom trying to match it, of course, but yeah, difficult to match. everybody's been stacking in Amari. That's the timing. He's got it now finished. And that gives the Atos for great. Falcons, they have like all 5 heroes have gotten an item timing now at this point. Maybe not all 5, Snaking not so much, but he doesn't need it. But 4 heroes now at the ready to fight. BetBoom, they're smoked. Are they gonna just try to force this Roche anyway? They did get the D ward on the Twin Gate. They might just look to go for it.
I mean, if they try and force it, I think Falcons are going to have something to say about it. Scans hit, so Falcons are definitely going to be interested in it heading over.
And Amar on top of actually having the Axe and the Shard, he even has a Voodoo Mask, so even tankier.
They're actually going through the Twin Gate.
Tommy, he won't be so lucky. He's not going to get the chance to. And now Falcons could be the one that go for the roast themselves.
Absolutely.
They kill it very quick, too.
They've taken somebody down, they're taking Katomi out, so the numbers are in their favor. And even if BetBoom had everyone alive, I don't think Falcons would be scared about going into the pit to do this.
You can see the pressure that BetBoom is feeling this game. They need to try to slow down this momentum, but hemorrhaging kills again and again and again. That's 4 deaths now for Katomi. And already setting up for the next move. They're finishing the Roche with 3 heroes, while Crit is setting up on mid with Maureen. Pure, does he expect this? He's changed mode.
Have they got enough? Sharpshooter comes in, they do. The burst is there. Pure's gone.
Oh man, this is looking like the Falcons that have dominated so
killing
many
the carry
grand finals.
In the mid lane at the same time that the team is also getting the Roshan.
Heads up moves. They're quick. They're very quick this afternoon.
Save, Mira. I don't know if they want to be around it.
Another jump.
Yeah, Skeeter. He's already made the jump onto Katomi.
Another
the try
catch.
and run. The Atos into the blood grenade and the bushwhack. It's all there.
What did you think I got?
Crit is everywhere. He's set up so many of these kills now at this point, and with the Atos, it's going to be even easier. And a haste rune now secured from Maureen. Miero, they've got tools to be able to attempt to fight. It's just Falcons is just one step ahead at every single one of the moves. Too fast to respond. Do they get snaking?
They should have this. They should. Yeah. The Orchid silence. Snaking's got nowhere to save himself. Skeeter.
Double stun. But no back. But Skeeter's already got BKB, so going down the safe route as well for this Alchemist. They have a lot of BKB piercing disables, but yeah, fighting as 5 Falcons, an 8K lead already at this point. On top of that XP advantage that they have.
Yeah, they can push some tier 2s easily.
They can. And Amar, talking about neutral items again, he does get the Vampire Fangs on top of having this fantastic start for this Bristleback. They're going to have difficulties killing him unless they probably isolate him with like a Blink Roar last one, pull him out of position. But that means you're committing a ton just for an off-lane Bristle.
Ooh, nearly getting the setup there blindly onto Kiyotaka. He's going to be fine. Roll forward.
Can they punish?
They're trying to go for the hookwing here, see if they can burst through Crit. They'll get him.
The Gleipnir's already done.
The balance down on the 2 of them. Katomi dead for sure. Kiyotaka lucky to be as far back as he is, as low as the mana as he had.
They tried to go for this wraparound as well from Save and Miero, but they're scared to actually make the jump as Amar just posturing at them. That is such early timing coming out from Maureen as well. The Gleipnir's already finished up. That extra catch.
Can BetBoom keep the game going long enough for Pure's Midas to pay off?
That's all they want to do. Just keep slowing things down. Don't let them take out tier 2s early.
Kiyotaka to get the boundless into the bushwhack. It's going to be a solid shot, but he's able to dodge the Gleipnir.
Didn't lead with the boundless.
Yeah, I think boundless first would have been... Maybe they felt they wouldn't have had enough damage. Perhaps they've gone with the boundless setup.
Yeah, maybe he feels like he needs to just have the... Yeah, interesting. They do have a lot of catches with the 2 of them there, though. 3 or 4 different types of stuns. Pure. Getting jumped.
Concoction.
It's a lot of damage.
Oh, it's a good snowball. We'll be able to dodge the boundless. Might give him a bit of a chance, but the Gleipnir still comes out afterwards. Katomi caught in the Wukong's command. He's gone, but Pure gets the space to get back to the high ground.
Falcons are just going to accelerate. They see the Midas. They know the game plan that BetBoom wants to go for. Going to start to look to just pressure and bypass these tier 2s. This one, can they hold on to it on the side of BetBoom? They have a glyph. Looks like it's going to go down anyway. Amar persisting forward.
And they're ready to go again. It's not another Gleipnir setup. I mean, these 2 could just run across the map, kill whoever they find.
They're getting so many extra kills, even finding a courier now and taking away this ancient area. Looks like BetBoom will be able to secure themselves their Tormentor and their Wisdom Rune, but the lead just continues to climb, Owen. It's 10,000 already at this point. they're just not giving up kills either. They're giving up the supports here and there, but none of these cores are really getting brought down.
The attacker in the trees. The Gleipnir setup's there.
Gets the Orchid off, the Roar.
Bushwhack, but indeed Mira comes in with a backup. Roar straight on towards Mallory. They get a huge kill, taking out the Monkey King.
Massive. Quick Orchid from Kiyotaka. Very nicely done. That's how they gotta play. It feels like that's the best option for BetBoom at this point, is try to find them when they're split up on the sides, because they have great ways to catch with this Bat Rider, with this Beastmaster. Head-on fights, probably not so likely because they have Pure with this Midas, but catches around these sides, definitely a possibility with this Storm, with this farm.
Over towards the mid. I mean, BetBoom, they're trying to find a pick-off with the three of them.
They've got the lasso at the ready, and Pure now starting to feel like he can
they'll
get
settle
involved.
for Crypt. Yeah, they'll take anything they find. As Crypt has been caught by the lasso. Getting Pure some action.
These are important kills. Anything that you can find while they're split up. Skitter. Can't quite go for it. Nice shards. The name of the game is delay. The name of the game is catch hero split up. That's a Roar used, that's a lasso used, perhaps for a few moments now on BetBoom. They're gonna slow things down, but oh, Pure. So that's gonna be the option he goes for to deal with the Bristol. He's gonna go in very early Silver Edge, it looks like.
It's very necessary.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool approach that he's gonna go for here. Silver Edge into the Scotty definitely feels like something he could look to do this game, since he's playing versus so many forms of healing. That's a big gain. Anytime that you can slow down this lineup of Falcons, it's pretty massive, as we were mentioning. Their 12 to 25 minute timing, it's huge when they get these items picked up. But BetBoom, all they got to do is slow things down, and then Pure start to feel a lot better about this game. And yeah, the thing that you were mentioning earlier, right? It's like Falcons doesn't really like to force the issue too much.
They don't. They're very careful, which most of the time works out, but most of the time, people aren't buying Midas against them.
Very true.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. There's definitely a chance with this build, the Pure, you might be onto something on how to sort of deal with Falcon's playstyle. Because he's catching up.
He really is.
You know, he's going to be overtaking Amar highly likely in the next few minutes if this continues. And once he has that Silver Edge, he's going to start getting pretty active with the team.
Yeah, then they can actually look for kills on Amar. He's still pretty huge, don't get me wrong. He has Bloodstone, he has Vampire Fangs, but with that Silver Edge, definitely possibilities. And they're getting time for these cooldowns to come back up. Kiyotaka dodges the Gleipnir.
And now
Skeeter's on him.
He's in with the concoction. They've still got the Bushwhack at the ready. The damage is done. So they'll have to be careful getting out on the map against Falcons. They've got good control now. Let's see if they can get something more. Shard, not going to be able to block him off. The blink's up. He's able to jump straight over them.
Skeeter having a hell of a game this time around. 4-0-6, getting involved very early. AC is done. That could be one that allows them, or attempts to force the issue there. BetBoom, they get caught. Kiyotaka, that's the first time he's died. He's really trying to push the limits of his hero there, and this time does get punished. And MR still occupying this top area. His team is looking to connect as well. Not an option that side of BetBoom can go for here. This tier 2 could be in trouble.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower.
No interest in holding on to this. They have the fortification. Mira's going to try cutting the creep stop.
That is their high ground glyph, but probably not feeling like Falcons can force the issue anyway. Just trying to keep that one alive a little bit longer here. There's the Silver Edge.
Radiant are scanning.
How close to Kiyotaka's BKB? I think if he can finish off this BKB, I think still head-on fights gonna be pretty complicated. But if they can start isolating, picking off more of these heroes, starting fights with a number advantage, that's where BetBoom can start to crawl back into this game. But still does feel like a crawl. They need more time. Falcons now at this point, they're sticking together more than they were before, even playing around snaking here. How close is Malrine to his BKB too? He's been slowed down a decent amount of this monkey. He's 3-1-8, but he's probably the most vulnerable of his team at the moment here. Kiyotaka,
He's out.
He's out of mana.
The mana. They're going to force him to the side. He's got a little bit more to zip with, but the sharpshooter connects. Key attacker dead once more.
Oh, he does buy the BKB before he goes down, but another huge catch they're able to get on him. Might look to chase even more. Pure. And just continuing to play on the south side, but Falcons, they're hunting for another one.
It's a win time, Pure.
Immediately, they're just trying to keep these lanes shoved out, right? They lose a hero, but they have to make sure that Falcons doesn't hit the base. So TP's to mid, shoves that wave out, while top also gets shoved out from the Beastmaster summons. These next few moments are so tense for the side of BetBoom.
Let's see how much kind of Falcons can take away from them.
Hey, they're going to have Roshan also in 60 seconds. They have good offensive wards. They did see Pure for a second there.
I think BetBoom will contest the rush.
A 5v5 fight is very difficult, though, but they probably have to.
They can get him with some sort of like jump lasso to start.
Let's
They're going to try and speed up.
He's isolated.
Pure's coming in with the
dead.
damage. They've got enough. It's a brilliant start to the play here from BetBoom.
That's how they have to do it.
They're going to try for more. Key attacker closing in and put the BKB. He's going to go straight over towards Crit. Crepify comes out and gives some protection. Snaking also with the Glimmer backing off Pure. He's in with the break it on towards Crit. They're trying to deal with the hook wing, but the Wukong's commands down.
Key attacker
on the Katanomi and Key attacker as he catches both of them.
They push too far forward.
And now he's ready to chase on and lead the way to look for more kills. He's going to head over towards Pure, but Pure's out with the invis of the Silver Edge. Now let's save instead. Save. Whoop. Through the wall with the Firefly. He may have just juked them successfully. As he'll get out.
Gets caught in the back, too.
Pure actually able to wrap back in. Find Snaking on the backlines. I mean, maybe with that, he's not too afraid of kind of sticking around and see if they can find something more. They still have Raw available from Miro. They could get something more out of this BetBoom.
See Crit. They get the angle. Pure, he's right on top of him. Miro.
There we go.
Roar.
They dropped the Raw. They've got the damage.
They've got BKB TP.
He's out of here, Miro. Doesn't want to mess around with Mallory and still around. 70% for Pure. Goes for the waveform TP. See, save. He'll be left behind. He's got the 4 stuff, so he could definitely make them work for it.
He's got the blink. Can he actually disengage? Amar wants to run this down. He does not want him to get out, and yeah, safe. Will not get out from this one. Roche, it's up. Falcons all respawning in a second here.
These moves, though, you know, Pure's cooking.
He is.
And, you know, this Morphling performance, it's still incredibly difficult, and not many, if any, teams have been able to kind of recover against this sort of early game lead that when Falcons has had it against them. But maybe Pure can do it here on his Morph.
This Silver Edge pickup is very clever. The way he's playing, just dancing inside the fights, finding the backlines. They bought a gem immediately. As soon as they saw him going for this Silver Edge build, now they have the gem on this Bristleback to build to zone control. But as we see there, the way that's how BetBoom have to approach these fights. They have to get a ward down, catch, isolate a hero, and then use that number advantage and push forward as much as possible.
They can still try and contest this Roche, BetBoom.
They've got to roar up again.
They're going to have everybody back up. Yeah, they've got all the ultimates to play with. They want to go straight over towards this pit area.
BKB on Miro's cooldown 20 seconds.
Okay.
He has to be a little careful not to get caught first.
Amar, smoke dispels. Found Pure.
They're on Miro.
Towards the balance strike. They make the jump straight over the way towards the Beastmaster. He gets exploded by the damage there. Flying out from Amar and Skeeter. Pure, he's got to run.
Oh, Miro gets caught first. There's a basher. He gets the first hit.
Oh my goodness, it is a first hit bash. Pure, he'll turn with the balance, try and hold them off. But Pure, he's going to get taken out. I mean, the damage at the start of that fight, it was so much.
They still don't have the glyph from the tier 2 that they used earlier. The creeps are coming in.
Creeps? Here they are. Marines, he's got his eyes on mid. Key attack is going to try and clear out some creep waves. And they're coming back for him. Watch the Mars, Skeeter, and Snake get on with the push.
I mean, this is a Rax that they lose for sure.
I mean, that was such a devastating team fight there for BetBoom to lose. And so quickly as well.
Kiyotaka, he
He's
doesn't
running
have
out
mana.
of options. No mana for TP, can't get away. He's gone as well. No buyback on him. The top racks are taken.
They blew the game open just with that
They
fight,
really
with
did.
that
We'll
catch.
see the start. Look at this
They
damage.
catch the best hero possible. They catch Miro when his BKB was still CD, and then
These quills from Amar just tear them apart at the start of the fight, and it really is all over at that point in the team fight. Pure first hit bash coming out from Skeeter. Just can't catch a break there.
just great itemization coming out from all the Falcons as we see there. They have Gleipnir, they have Atos, he's got the bash, so he's got the big
bash.
smile on it.
That's a man who's just got the first hit bash.
But this is it's a standard build for the Alchemist, but it's perfect when you're playing versus something like a Morphling, right? He's got the AC, he's got the Basher to go through these BKBs. And yeah, that fight really blows it open there and makes it like 2 steps or 3
Yeah,
or 4 more
it's
steps
rough
more
now.
difficult now for
There was
BetBoom.
definitely a little bit of hope before, but
Seen someone bleed out and
I don't know how much of that's left now.
They may only have 1 or 2 fights left if they can find some dream catches, but it really does feel like it has to be those dream ones. As Falcons
They're
with
going to
Amar.
try a BetBoom, but this is into the Aegis. It's so risky.
Dire's
Save.
bottom tower is under
Can't
attack.
find the angle.
They don't want to go on this Bristle.
Radiant are scanning.
Jump forward from Kiyotaka. They have vision of him.
The attacker.
Dire's bottom
He's got to be careful. He's dancing around them. He's going to get caught by the Gleipnir at the concoction.
He's
The
gone.
attacker. He was pushing his luck a little bit too much there, Fogged.
Yeah, this is one of those
I mean,
Kiyotaka games that he is not getting the liberty to play the game. He's 0-5. They wanted this last pick Storm, but it absolutely has been answered.
I think he's a little bit broken at this point. I mean, he was just dancing around in front of them like, haha, you can't get me. And they're like, yeah, we can, bro. And then he's just dead.
It looks like it's like a desperate move that he's trying to do there, just trying to distract them, but the distractions just aren't working. Everything is working for Falcons. They're finding so many catches and can probably just continue the push with this Aegis.
Here we go.
Scanning.
Likely another set. We'll see how BetBoom attempts to contest this, but in the 5v5, it's just very difficult. Pugna Ward is down. Almost impossible to contest first. They've even got the banner down now too, so yeah. Do they just sack another Rax?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Without Kiyotaka, hard to sort of do anything to clear out the push, clear out the waves.
And they will just lose that another set. Falcons is probably just going to look to keep going. Amar has the S and Y now picked up too.
Has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Sticking in the area. Creep waves are missing. Looks like they'll back up for a moment and try to catch somebody, but the next wave is coming in fast. And a Lincoln's now picked up. For Malrine, not the most common on the Monkey King, but versus BetBoom's draft, it's amazing. Versus the Roar and the Lasso in particular. Falcons, this lead, it's too big for BetBoom to deal with. Pure needs more time, and even if he gets it now at this point, it's not like he can do it on his own. Kiyotaka's been completely shut down this game. The final set, Amar. Still has plenty of time on this Aegis. He gets Berserk potioned. They're gonna lasso him.
They'll get the drag back. See if they can burst through him. The ones who put the BKB in the Bloodstone.
He's still
healing
alive.
up. They couldn't kill him the once. Amar, he's ready to dive. Tier 4's going straight for Katomi. They're trying to go on the back lines at the same time, BetBoom. Looking towards Marine, but he gets the BKB and the Wukong
Miro.
command off. Kiyotaka's out. No buyback on him. Same to be said for Miro. And Amar, he continues to dive beyond the Tier 4s. They'll come in with the punch up. They'll finally take the Aegis out of his hands. But the 3 remaining here for BetBoom have no further fight to take here as they're back to the fountain.
And
Falcons get the space to clean up the final set of barracks. As the push, it's not stopping anytime soon. They're looking to close this one up, Falcons.
Yeah, this game's done.
Dire's middle tower is under
No
attack.
Storm, no Beast. He's got buyback, but even with it, can't look to fight as Amar.
Dire's middle tower.
They're just finishing off these last buildings. Pure,
Trying to push back.
he just can't walk up. Look at all the control.
They've got the bushwhack. Skeeter's in with the concoction, the bashes, the sharpshooter, the snowball will come in. Gives a little bit of safety for Pure. He's able to put the BKB, but has to waveform and Silver Edge back to the fountain. The buyback's coming out now, but the Ancient, it's exposed. Falcons, they will respect the buybacks and retreat, but the damage is done, as all that's left standing for BetBoom is the Ancient.
Wow, I'm surprised they even back away. I guess they want them to suffer more as they pick up these next few items. They are picking up a full Aghanims on the Alchemist. They are resetting with everything.
And we see again, it's not a bad effort to try and take the Bristle down quickly, but they just couldn't do it quick enough. Doesn't die immediately on this first jump, Amar. And at this point, the fight's just falling apart. They're trying to deal with Marion on the backlines, but they just don't have the damage to get him. And again, Kiyotaka just getting caught completely by Skeeter between the concoction and the bashes.
It's too much of a deficit at this point. You can see that gold lead, just the massive difference it makes. They can't even, it takes them forever to even bring down a Hoodwink. That was Miro blink roaring a Hoodwink in the backline. It took him the entire duration of that roar to kill him.
They're heading out, see if they can maybe catch someone from Falcons out alone.
Falcons all just, they literally all just pick up a whole next item after finishing off all these racks.
Yeah, I mean, they always close up the game so carefully. It's looking like another textbook Falcons game when it comes to what we saw from them in the previous series and the series yesterday. You know, 10 minutes, the game's kind of over, but 40 minutes, that's probably when they close it up.
Yeah.
They play it safe. They leave no chance for a comeback, despite this game. BetBoom's best efforts to try and do something a bit different, go with this kind of Midas catch-up gameplay from Pure on the Morph. it's just not enough to give a chance, even as the game goes on. Falcons, they'll make sure that there are no openings, no hope, no chances to turn a game around against them.
When you see at the 12-minute mark or so that BetBoom's already in recovery mode, that's big problems that sign out for them when they're playing versus this fast pace of a draft that we do see Falcons have. Yeah, they dominated the whole map. Now it's Megas, Pure. He bought his data list. He's all in. Has to do insane work with this because the Pugna now at this point is surpassing his other two cores as well. Just how rich Falcons has been able to get with these last successful fights. Amar even just gonna go hard, feeling like they can't even bring him down with that.
That's leading in on the Bristol.
Pure.
He's going to try and look for the squishies. Goes straight for Crip. This defensive decrepify comes out. We get the BKB off the bashes there from Skeeter. The Wukong's command laid down. They'll use the Roar, but it's a Roar just to run.
And can't even get out. Pure.
I'm going to get caught by the bushwhack. Be able to wave forward wave once more.
Snaking, blinking aggressively versus the Morphling.
Skeeter. See what he can find. Can't quite get vision of Pure. So Pure is going to go for the TP out. They've got nothing to stop it. So managed to get back to the fountain. Same to be said from everyone else on BetBoom.
But the throne
It's going to be
jeopardy
focused now by Falcons.
Amar.
They're going to try with the big zip. Key Attacker coming in from the side. He'll turn with the boundless here. Marine leads straight over towards Key Attacker, forces him to put the BKB. Key Attacker has to keep his distance. Katomi in trouble. The Skeeter turns towards him. Marine swings across to finish up the job. Pure caught by the stun. He's gone. GG is called. Falcons will take game one.
Uh-oh. That is a problem for BetBoom. Step one of this one. Step one of
for game two, the grand finals between BetBoom and Team Falcons. And folks, we've got BetBoom coming in with a pretty solid lineup. Nothing crazy, standard stuff across the board. The Falcons, they're up again.
Venom.
Snaking's like, you know what? I want to play something a bit different. It brings out the Venomancer. What do you make of this?
I don't know, man. We haven't seen it at all. He doesn't even take
we saw it once.
Did we?
One win.
We did see one.
We did. I don't know who it was. I think, but it's one win.
He did go patient zero though, to point out. So he did not go for the stacking wards on top of yourself or getting that increased farm. I didn't see. You can check actually.
I'll check who did it. Yeah.
But anyway. See, I mean, I want to see what the overall concept of it is. It's really interesting that he's just gone this and busted it out in the position that he did because we just don't really see it, and he had a lot of other options there. So we'll see if it ends up working for Falcons. BetBoom, it feels like they fixed a bit of the issues that they did have, in particular in the last one, and they might just be able to find a kill here on the crit at the start of things. Can he play his way out of this? Does not look like it.
Can they give the first blood to Key Attacker?
He got the bounty.
Okay.
He'll take that.
Pure's going to be the one to take it.
Okay. Yeah, other thing that's, so, I mean, again, lots of things to point out in this game. They do go for not exactly the same draft here from BetBoom, but 3 of the same, right? They still go for the Tusk, the Bat, the Beastmaster, 3 BKB piercing disables, and overall this time they do want to have a little bit of a better lane for Miro as well, but he is still going to be playing versus one of these counter lanes, the Gyrocopter versus the Summons. It's not the same exact concept of an Alchemist, but it still does have that way to stop the pressure from coming out early. Let's see how I'm going to be watching it more of these side lanes in comparison to last time, because I know we were very focused on the mid lane in comparison. Because overall, that was the biggest thing that faltered for me, is the safe lane from BetBoom in the last game. Pure and Katomi, they just got off to such a slow start. Amar was absolutely massive, and Pure,
he's gone.
He's just dead already.
Yeah, Amar gets in under the tower. The quill sprays may dive for this. He does, but hey, he'll tell you that's worth it. Dives in and kills off the carry.
They struggled a lot in the laning phase in the last time, and already giving up a kill like that, all right.
Well, there we go. And just having a look, by the way, so the other time we did see the Venom, it was actually, it was T1, Talon. That's what T1? T1 doesn't exist. No, 2 at the moment. Talon. Talon, they got the victory.
Oh, yeah, it was Cuckoo. Of course it would be the Cuckoo Mancer.
Yeah, it was. We had a Cuckoo Venomancer in the tournament.
That's right.
And he got the win. Went for somewhat, yes, auras straight up. Greaves, Pipe, Crimson.
Okay.
That's what he ended up building that game for the team on the Venom.
What was he playing against, actually, really quick?
This was against Team Spirit.
Against... Wow, those are some interesting heroes that we have not seen at all. Okay, I don't really want to talk about those. Yeah, look at the link. Katomi actually gets a quick kill afterwards. So overall, this lane in particular does feel like it's quite a bit stronger in comparison to the Morph Tusk, just because you can actually utilize tag team easier with this Tusk versus the Bristle. But Amar, he's been a specialist on his Bristleback, as we saw. I believe it's a 73% win rate when he's been playing it.
I mean, this is the thing, right? I know it's obviously hard to draft against Falcons, and you're going to let something through. Sure. But were you a little surprised that the Bristle did get let through as the final pick?
I mean, maybe a bit, but the thing is, yeah, I think Amar has just widened his hero pool so much that it's very difficult to just be like, yeah, he's going to play Bristol again, because I think he had options this game. I saw the Dawnbreaker was available. He had his Mars available if he wanted it to. He just plays a lot of heroes nowadays, so. It'll be a bit harder for you to shut down and expect all these picks. Does secure the big creep there on Miro. They're looking to run him down. They will be able to get the boar.
Yeah, it's just good damage between these two.
Oh,
On the courier.
courier.
Well, they'll take that.
Oopsie.
That was the sentry coming out there for save.
Overall, I would say that two lanes do look very good for Falcons. Bottom maybe could go a little different with this Nature's Prophet, but two of these lanes for Falcons look very dominant.
They have to look for the deny. Can you get the deny, Miro?
Too hard.
Can't. Yeah, Skeeter able to get the last hit in.
It's just, the mid lane in particular is the one that I'm looking at for BetBoom to dominate in a way versus the Dragon Knight with the SF, but I haven't seen this matchup as much recently because DK used to be able to withstand a lot of pressure versus most of these heroes.
I think that's going to be the case here.
It feels like it might be.
I mean? Like so many times over the last few patches even, these matchups get against DK, it's like, well, maybe they can kind of bully him. Nah, it's a DK. He's
Pure, they missed the bushwhack.
They do.
Pure is taking a lot of damage.
He's got a lot of stacks on him. He's going to go for the TP out. Has to. We'll make it away.
He can come back. He TP's out, save the skill point so he can use teleport to get back in.
Got the snowball at the ready, looking for crit. Katomi, he's going to get caught by the bushwhack. Amar, he's running low on the mana, but they will manage to finish off Katomi. Pure, though, can he get Amar in return?
Doesn't look like it. They're both very low on HP. They do have a salve on Amar to be able to get back up on that HP, but aggressive dive forward.
I mean, yeah, are you salving or TPing back as Amar? Because you've got no mana, really.
A TP back, I think. Yeah,
just reset, get your mana back up.
Yeah, you don't get to play aggressive.
He's got boost and Windlace, so he's going to be able to get back to the lane pretty quickly.
Yep, looking to secure the rune for Kiyotaka. He is doing very well in the matchup, but it's not like the DK is getting shut down much at all. He went for double bracer build. He's going to be able to pick up that water rune. So Malrine, he's withstanding the pressure. And these other two lanes, they're dominating. Miro in particular, I think they're very ready for the Beastmaster. I think that's why they've gone for this Venomancer pickup with the Gyro. Yeah, it's not as oppressive, perhaps, versus the Beast as they had with the Alchemist, but it's a very similar kind of style this time again.
Yeah,
so Save is already having to pull waves.
I mean, it's just going to be one of those situations where if you're BetBoom as this Beastmaster bat, when was the last time these two laned into a Gyro Veno lane?
Probably never.
It's something different, right? That they're having to adapt to, and they're not going to have an easy time when it's Falcons. These two, Snaking and Skeeter, bringing out these two heroes.
And Snay immediately, we saw what he did last time. He actually blocked in the last situation. He blocked the hard camp immediately to prevent any of the stacks. Two of the stacks will be formed, but then now he places the sentry down. So already preparing to deal with that stack that will be coming out from Miro. They don't have a Monkey King this time, though, to walk over, contest Wisdom Rune, and steal these stacks. So in theory, it should be stacks that get farmed from this Beastmaster without being contested as much. Amar, again, getting aggressive.
You just got to be careful. He's got the Sprout to try and block off Amar chasing him down, but
this damage is crazy. Ooh, it's so close. That's a 1v2 that he's setting up, and they're already setting up a trap out to Kiyotaka in the mid lane. Snaking. Sticking right on top of him, the Requiem. Get stopped.
Let's see if they can finish him off. They get the Dragon Tail stun. They're going to get him. Not a chance to hold his ground around with the ultimate.
Looks like a similar kind of rotation, at least that we saw from the other game, where Crit, he just leaves his offlaner. He's able to just sandwich onto the mid lane because Amar feels like he can just be left alone in this matchup.
He definitely can. And Pure having to make a bit of a concession there. He TP'd back out with the spell. Didn't actually have enough money for the TP scroll, so I had to sell his Quelling Blade just to be able to buy a scroll to get straight back.
All right.
So a little bit of gold loss on that one.
And it does mean that he can't cut the tree that we saw, I think, him cut at least once versus the Hoodwink in the laning phase.
Yeah, exactly. He had to get rid of that just so he could get straight back to the lane. Didn't have the money.
They're looking to invade with Malrine since he's had such a good start. He could contest those ancient stacks.
Kiyotaka
Save's in trouble.
He's thinking about helping out. Didn't want to just lay down the Requiem to maybe push them back.
They're going to steal the stack. Malrine having this good of a start, he's the one who can contest.
Sure.
That's huge. If they're the fact that they've been able to do this versus the SF in the
they could dive Pure here. Crit's here ready to help out.
He's got the TP available, but Crit, he's got the stun.
Yeah, they could just put pressure on. I mean, Katomi's here ready to help out. Skeeter, he comes through.
He comes through.
And he's got the missile going straight for him. Pure's dead. They're going to be able to find Katomi as well. This one, it's speeded up.
Looking again. It's the Falcons' specialty, just this early game aggression that they're able to put out. The mid laner, he did great versus the SF. They've shut down the Beast in the offlane and already making early moves with Skinner. And he's back up to the top lane. 2K lead. This is not with an Alchemist draft. So this lead, it's pretty big already at this point. Gonna be able to secure their Wisdom Rune as well. All right, how do you slow things down, BetBoom? You need to try to protect your Shadow Fiend because he's already died the once, which is not something you want to have happen when he's in this quote-unquote on paper advantageous matchup versus the DK. Got to look to secure his room. So probably in the next 30 seconds, want to see the supports look to make that move. But at this point now, Pure maybe can't return bottom.
Miro.
And Miro is found again. It's just so much faster even than the last time.
Oh my goodness, it is. Yeah, we're only 7 minutes in.
Snaking Venomancer is working already at this point. Malrine, he's going to go down the Blink route. Yeah, having such a fantastic start on this DK, something that BetBoom probably didn't anticipate. They're going to look to secure Rune. 3 heroes contesting.
Snaking's here. This is scary.
He's got a haste, but do they have the stun? Nice bounce back there from Save. Stops this Dragon Tail from coming out and bursting Kiyotaka. Probably saved his life there.
Yeah, if there wasn't a haste Rune there, he would have been absolutely dead.
He's going to look to press forward.
Bottom lane.
He needs help. He's level 5.
He's coming in with the wraparound. He's got the homing missile ready to go. The snowball will be there to save him. Snake King's coming in as well. And they'll get the cooldown out. Pure. He'll sprout himself, try to hide, but he'll go down. Katomi to fall. They're putting Kiyotaka. We'll be able to take out Skeeter with the raises.
There's more rotations though. All of Falcons
here. Tempted to turn back in over towards Kiyotaka. They're just playing around with them. Kiyotaka surrounded, caught by the bushwhack. Malrine walks up with the Dragon Tail stun. He's trying to get the Requiem off, but the brief fire's there.
Crit killed himself using the blood grenade as the tower hit was hitting him. Oh, that was a bit of a funny one. Falcons, they're doing it again with their macro movements. It's so fast.
Check this out.
It's 8 minutes in and there's 5 heroes bottom again.
I mean, they try and bring the numbers in, BetBoom, to turn this around in their favor, but it's all too much.
And it's too much for Pure in particular. He's having another pretty horrific start. 1-3-3 on this Nature's Prophet. He's only level 6. Gyrocopter's level 7. So is Bristleback. DK's almost level 9. And they're setting tempo for these towers. Malrine, he's going to take out the tier 1 bottom. Whew. A 4K lead pre-10 minutes.
See if they can get Skeeter.
Got the roar.
With the bushwhack. Down to both of them. Okay, they're able to cut it and get out with the snowball. TPs are coming in for Skeeter, but he will die. Now, can they get out?
Miro doesn't look like he will.
Dragon Tail catches him. They'll find the Beastmaster at the least. The rest of BetBoom will manage to escape.
What about Pure? Do they know that he's stuck up here? Because he did use his TP.
I see how much Malrine and Crit search for him. The pings are coming out.
Malrine knows he's here somewhere.
But he's got backup coming in, Pure. Katomi and Kiyotaka ready to help.
This is a cool move from BetBoom.
Yeah, they're actually going to be able to get Malrine. As I think Malrine thought he was hunting for Pure, but Pure, he has the whole backup with him.
That is a pretty awesome rotation that they're able to set up like that. A very unexpected one. They're like, oh, we've got this Nature's Prophet isolated, and somehow 3 heroes also turn up. Good response. I think that's the best move we've seen BetBoom in response to this game so far here.
It's got the amplified damage runes, so BetBoom are going to have to be pretty careful about how they back out of this area.
Here.
He's out.
Such a fast-paced early game, but they do strike back. So down to that 2K lead, 12-7. And they're able to enable Kiyotaka. So gets these 2 nice kills. He's going to go the route of the Spellcaster. He's going to go the Kaya Yasha just to be able to get involved and look to move around quickly because it does feel like he has to with how those lanes went down. Has to try to fix the problems that happened. And Miro, he does have more stacks being formed to catch back up, but it's going to be one of the slower Ags. We usually see that Ags, it's usually by the 12-minute mark that it's finished up for these Beastmasters.
Now Falcons just making sure that Miro's not able to find that sort of timing in this game.
No. And Amar, he is going to be getting that usual timing. A bit slower also, this game in comparison to the last one. But still probably will have the Ag split to shard around that 15-minute mark like he did before. Falcons just not slowing down. Immediately smoked up again. Malrini's got the blink.
Kiyotaka in the mid. There's the setup.
He's caught.
Crit's got the follow-up. They've got the kill. Surely he's trying to get the Requiem off. They won't let him.
And now this mid tower also in jeopardy. BetBoom have to look to respond. I don't think they want to lose another tier 1 this early.
Snaking. Checking out what's going on the high ground. Pure was considering TPing over.
Is he just going to look to steal the stacks? I could just get information in the area.
Still kind of scary to mess around with this Veno. He's got the ult ready to go, Snaking.
They're losing their tower. Miro is attempting to push toward top, but doesn't push it that fast.
They've got the setup, they'll drop the cooldown. The snowball will buy a little bit of safety for him as he rolls forward. Katomi, but he still goes down. They've got the Sprout catch on a Malrine, but he goes straight for the TPs. Not away in time, though. The Requiem comes in clutch from Key Attacker. They'll kill off the Dragon Knight.
Quick TP's coming in. Good thing he instantly revved the Requiem, or it was not going to stop the TP.
Absolutely, any hesitation, and they wouldn't have stopped it in time.
And they do get that top tower, so good reactions coming out from BetBoom. Didn't have the quelling up? Guess not, there for Malrine. He just went for the instant TP rather than trying to get away with the quelling and cut, but he does, so. BetBoom, stabilizing. Pure does have the Maelstrom finished up, so his farm will increase quite rapidly. Overall hitting towers, I feel like for Pure, difficult for him to show up to some of these fights. He has to have the backup. He has to have the Shadow Feed, I feel like almost every single
I mean, they just have great catch, right? All 5 heroes can make a go onto someone.
Yeah, and the fact that Malrine did go for this very early Blink Dagger, just getting on top of the SF in particular early on, it's going to prove problematic for BetBoom. But they've stabilized massively in these last few moments. Things were looking a bit scary for a second there, but with these defenses, they've got themselves in a better position, and they find space for Miro, which is very important in this game. We've talked a lot about his performance for this team. Him being able to get the space to get the Aghanims is very important, but it is slowed down massively.
Definitely one of, if not the slowest starts that he's had on his Beastmaster.
And Amar, his Ags, it's pretty much done after these last 2 stacks, and they're going to smoke up. They're going to look to get aggressive again. It's Malrine and Crit. They're the ones making those aggressive moves in both games, dictating the pace. See if BetBoom is ready to respond.
They want to try and crush Miro's game even more.
Oh, the Wisdom Rune contest as well. The
scan does hit, though. And that may give enough info for Miro to play as far back as necessary, but no, they still get the jump. The snowball's there. The bushwhack will not connect, but they'll drop the ult onto Miro. He'll turn with the roar, try to run. Might be enough to get him back to safety. Crit looking to get that final bit of damage in with the Acorn shot. And they look for a deny.
They got the deny.
They will. At least Safe's able to take that away from Falcons.
Pretty terrible bounces coming up from Crit there. Didn't get the luck with the RNG. Double Wisdom Runes was claimed by them. Amar was able to take this one away. Pure did not get the snag. And they do shut down Miro again. And I believe they finish off a couple of these Ancients as well with Malrine's rotation. Even though the scan hits, they're not able to protect their Beastmaster.
See what they can do here.
Do they have the blink on save?
It's just a walk up and lasso.
Oh, wow.
That's what they're hoping for here.
Save is incredibly poor this game. One of the poorest times I've seen him on the back.
This is a hard play to make work. At the smoke's going to disperk. A key attacker with the Invis Rune can get in position. See who we can find. And he's got the Rec Room ready to go now. The pushback, they'll focus Crit first, get the Hoodwink.
Can they get a secondary kill out of this? He saw snaking.
He's a tricky one to chase, though.
They can't quite.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They can try to follow him around, but it's just going to feel like wasted time chasing the Venom.
Radiant's middle tower
Skitter.
has fallen.
I have bunting for you.
And Amar, very ready to join the fights now with the Aghanims.
They're starting to sandwich up here.
They're still looking for snaking.
Snake, can he TP out?
He's going for it.
He can.
And he's away.
And he doesn't TP to base. He TPs to the tier 2, so can look to join his team, look to join the DK and the Gyro up here. Miro, how close to Ags? He's pretty close. Falcons, are they going to accelerate? Are they going to look for the Roche themselves with this Bristleback up here?
They could definitely do it pretty easily.
Oh, they see Pure bottom.
Oh, they're straight on him. Crit.
He's in trouble.
He's going to have to set up at the ready. The sharpshooter hit coming in hard soon. Amar, he's got him in on top of the Nature's Prophet. No chance for escape for Pure.
The moment he showed in the lane, Crit had already poured it down there, and then they were getting the flank around with Mar controlling this bottom area. That's the shard pretty much done for the Bristleback, and Crit, that is his Atos also pretty much done, so that extra catch that they're going to have. Very farmed supports again on the side of Falcons. On top of these cores having a very good start. And now perhaps they can look to start setting up for that Roche soon, at least set up controlling the area. Because at the moment they've already controlled the far left side versus the Beastmaster to see when Miro wants to get involved. So they'll see exactly when he's got the Ags timing.
Dire's middle tower.
Save his Blink Dagger is just coming out so slow. This is one of the biggest concerns I really do have for the side of BetBoom. Although they've recovered and slowed things down a bit inside of this mid-game, inside of this early game, their initiation tool is going to be very slow. And for Falcons,
it's just
they can just run in. Yeah, they just have the roar, but getting that roar positioning you're going to have to roar either the DK or the Bristle because they're just going to be the targets that are in front of you. It's going to be hard to find those backlines without having that blink initiation tool. And that Rosh, it's going to go down fast, so no way for them to really contest. They're also making a move at the same time with the ward that they have on Miro.
Malrine, he's got the opening, snaking a crit, in with the follow-up. That's an easy kill for Falcons.
Just multiple moves at the same time. It's catching it, BetBoom off guard. BetBoom maybe not looking to react to this anyway. I do believe right now they're like, okay, let's just play our own game, try to get that farm accelerated onto Pure so we can look to fight. But that does mean that Falcons gets this one for free, and they're going to give it to the Gyrocopter, so not giving it to Amar this time.
It just feels like Pure needs so much farm. You know, whilst he's not necessarily falling behind or anything, but just as a Nature's Prophet in this game, you got to kind of consider like how many items is he actually going to need to get to a point where he can TP into these fights and threaten these tanky cores.
Yeah, that is going to be the issue. It's not, well, the BKB will make him survivable, but it does feel like even the next item afterwards is what he's going to need, the Mjolnir in particular, to actually do the damage. He's got the Maelstrom,
okay,
but does need a bit more.
Do you imagine that's what he goes for? He doesn't. Is he going to feel the pressure to try and get the Silver Edge early like he did last game on his Morph?
If they start falling too much further behind, perhaps. But right now, I think game state is not atrocious for them. I think if they do start losing the tier 2s, then he probably looks down that Silver Edge route, but if this rate, he can still go for more standard items.
Is there even the temptation to get the Mjolnir before he gets the BKB? Would that be too risky? Because he's, you know, holding up on buying any of the components of the BKB, so is there an alternative build that he can go for rather than getting the BKB second?
It's a possibility, but that just means that he probably doesn't want to show up to the fights until he does have BKB.
He's going to completely avoid fights
farm
and work out on just sort of just capitalizing on the space that he's getting as a Nature's Prophet to farm fast.
A possibility, but I think probably just goes the BKB so he can join his team, because then they'll have double BKB timing with a Blink Lasso, so he can look to fight. And with the now they do have that Blink on the bat, so they will have an initiation tool to allow Miro to get a better board positioning, perhaps. We shall see. Yeah, he buys it.
Yeah, sells with the BKB. All right, well, we'll see how much that kind of causes BetBoom to try and actively find ways to get a 5-on-5 going.
Dire are scanning.
Falcons.
They're going to look for the 5v5.
Yeah, absolutely. With the Aegis on Skeeter, they're ready to look towards the tier 2s.
And this is Malrine, who has gone for the more scaling route build too. I've seen a lot of the DKs in the mid lane. They've gone Blink and then Mage Slayer, and then they start to fall off. Malrine is not going to go that route. He's going Armlet. He's probably going to go S and Y and look to continue to scale.
Save. Got the creep wave.
Oh, he's caught.
They've got the setup with the Atos.
He's so fast. They still have this ward on the far left side. Crit. They do see Pure for a second here. Malrine, can he get himself out?
Oh, he's going to actually opt to stick around.
He's looking pretty dead.
Indeed, they'll drop the roar for this. Chance to block off his escape. He's not even going to get the chance to move.
So they're going to take Tormentor. They almost found Pure, so this was actually a very good gank that they were able to find there, because Pure gets out of the area that he was likely about to get caught in. They will lose their Tormentor for it, but a great kill to stop some aggression that's coming from Malrine. Could look to swing across and perhaps fight. They do have the Blink also on the Beastmaster now. His Roar is cooldown for 40. But in the next 40 seconds or so, they could look for a potential fight on the side of BetBoom. Save, he's got the Blink, he's got the Lasso.
Can they burst the Bristle though?
If they can get him to face versus the Requiem, it's a possibility. But Amar, he's gonna back away. Do they get crit?
They do.
They do.
Just
Long
in
TP.
time. Finding these moves here, BetBoom.
And they're TPing over. They know that Falcons is trying to steal the Wisdom. Snaking, can he get out? He will. So double steal of the Wisdom again. The gold lead gone back to pretty much zero. Kiyotaka, he's got BKB. Sees Malrine. Doesn't even have to use it. Nice deep aggressive ward that they have to watch the movements. Katomi's ward in the mid lane did see Malrine.
BetBoom, they're heading over towards the mid, just in case Falcons do stick around any longer.
Instantly gets dewarded. They knew right away when he gets that type of move away versus Skitter. BetBoom has stabilized things. That 2K doesn't feel that big now at this point, with the Nature's Prophet now having the Mjolnir pretty much done. Yes, of having this game.
Yeah, with the way that they've been able to find space for Pure to to continue to hit the creeps, his net worth is very likely to start to really skyrocket in comparison to what anyone of the cores of Falcons is able to find.
And he's got that really good attack range. I've seen this matchup a lot more in the pubs. I've seen it a couple of times inside this tournament, but having this super long range versus Gyrocopter in the mid game inside of these team fights can be problematic for them to reach the Nature's Prophet.
Skeeter on the high ground. He's only got 15 seconds left to the Aegis.
He's right on top of save,
He's going to go straight for the bat and save. He's living a little bit. The snowball buys him a bit of safety. He's able to blink out. Save's going to get out of this. They'll take the Aegis out of the hands of Skeeter. Now Kiyotaka is ready to get in position, setting up for the Requiem timing. The damage comes in, lays down the razors. It's not enough though. Skeeter will survive.
But Malreen's dead.
And Amar straight in onto them. They get the sharpshooter hit straight in onto Kiyotaka. They'll now try to deal with Amar. Can they bring down this Bristol? They can. But the pushback comes in from Crit. Crit getting quite the cleanup here as he'll look to chase down Miro. Miro, he'll turn one more round the Axis. Skeeter able to survive again somehow.
How does he live? Fraction of HP on the Gyrocopter makes the difference for Falcons.
It really does. I think that the start of it, right, when Kiyotaka went for this play with the BKB Requiem, it was just a little too late right there. It wasn't the perfect timing.
They get a lasso now, though.
I don't think he quite got the maximum damage with the Requiem on top of the gyro.
A little bit harder when you have the Yashikaya to get that perfect kind of combo on it, just from that increased cast speed, but they do get this follow-up kill afterwards, and ends up being a pretty equal exchange that comes out. Maybe BB a little bit ahead because of that for Pure getting the cleanup kills.
Yeah, and it was into the Aegis of Skeeter.
It was.
And, you know, sure, they don't kill him a second time, but overall, the team fight, not a bad result for BetBoom.
I mean, infinitely better than that last game, as we're seeing already. 20-14, both teams matching each other. Save might get caught here, playing a little over-aggressive, trying to get the farm. Almost got the neutral denied, but not the case. I didn't see what killed Malreen in the last fight, did you? I saw he got caught on the side and died in a second. I guess it was just the Tusk +1. They were able to burst him down. Crit. Other thing, I mean, Crit also, he did survive that entire team fight. He is level 15. So can never really write off this quote-unquote support hoodwink. This is actually crazy. Falcons does do this quite a bit where their supports are super high level and super high farm, but that's kind of crazy. They're both level 15 and 14.
And I guess they've been getting the majority of the wisdom runes this game?
They have. That's pretty much why, right? They got the at least 2 of the extra steals. And they're just greedy. That's just typical Falcons. And Snaking now, speaking of greed, does have Pipe. So for that next matchup, at least versus that Requiem, they will have that extra protection for Skitter. And I believe, does he have the BKB done? He does. So this next fight feels like Falcons have a bit of an edge in comparison to BetBoom with these auras and BKBs.
See if they can get the catch on. Save. I mean, they look to be in preparation for this.
Crit, scouting.
Waiting on the high ground. BKB into the Requiem. Not able to get any crazy damage out, though, as he has to opt for the TP out.
That's awkward.
They could dive this.
They absolutely will.
Straight in with the Dragon Tail in onto Katanomi. He's gone.
Ooh, no BKB now for the SF for 70+ seconds. Falcons can control quite a bit of the map with that there.
Yeah, and the BKB's now up for Malreen.
It is. And for the DK. So they've got, I mean, they've got the double BKB plus the Bloodstone timing to be able to pressure these tier 2s. See what BetBoom looks to do to react. Do they react or do they play their own game? Feels like playing their own game for the next few moments might just be the choice. Save's got to cut the wave.
Watch out, Save. Crit. He's coming for you.
You have the blink. He does. Still going to look to chase him.
See how persistent Crit is.
Does he scout him with the courier?
Dire's bottom tower
Imagine he guesses that. Too far away to be able to, though. But they're being a distraction. That's exactly what BetBoom wants to do, is distract them until that BKB does come back up for the Shadow Fiend for them to look to be able to take a fight. He's close to the Ags also, Kiyotaka. So going just full Spellcaster route. And Pure, he has accelerated that Silver Edge. Does probably want it versus the DK and the Bristleback in particular, but has the Mjolnir finished, so very strong in the fights if he's left alone. He's pulling away from the pack in terms of that net worth.
TPing over Pure. Just considering making a solo play to Snaking.
Wouldn't have blamed him. Snaking does tend to play very aggressively by himself. Not going to be the case. He does not see enough on the map. Roshan, going to be a bit of a longer spawn. Still a minute left on that one. Kiyotaka, he has hit level 18. He does have his BKB available again, and he's pretty much got that Ags done. So they can look to fight around him as well. With Miro's BKB finished, they might smoke.
Yeah, they don't want to kind of let the risk of Falcons finding the Roche occur for free. So they've got to go and check out this area.
Dire's middle tower is under
And they do
attack.
have good initiation tools now at this point with the double blink daggers.
Who gets the jump first there?
Marine showing. There's the Ags
Rid of
for
the
the
Triumphs,
SF.
trying to reduce some of the vision that Pure's given the team.
Dire's middle tower
Save.
is under
Who's he
attack.
want to go on?
Wants
See,
to find a better angle. to
Amar
probably
isn't
not
really
one
the one.
Amar.
You want anything else?
Yeah, any of the other 2 cores would be a better option. Looking for the
Dire's
flank
bottom
around.
tower is under attack.
Got vision down.
They're in.
Got the gyro.
They're going to see if they can burst through the gyro. They get the lasso into the roar. Can they burst through? The red grip
They
comes out. They can. They'll take out Skeeter. But now dealing
used
with
a
the rest
lot.
of Falcons is pretty tricky. The BKB for Kiyotaka comes to an end. The Dragon Tail catches him. Kiyotaka, he'll fall.
I think they used too much to bring him down. It's great to get the gyrocopter, but he's not the only one you have to be worried about. They used literally everything for him. And Pure, he's got
I
BKB.
think Blink's going to be back up from Maureen. Has to go for the BKB TP out.
He was quick. That was inside the frame. I think same exact frame that the stun came off, he got the BKB. And Malrine will be able to port over, be able to grab the Wisdom, and they're going to be able to get this Roche with Amar. It looks like such a good jump, right? Because they get the gyro at the start, but Falcons, this is how their draft tends to work a lot of the time. It's never just that one carry.
Sure. I mean, you can see what they were doing, right, with the lasso into the roar, but maybe indeed you kind of had to have the beast go forward and look to roar a secondary target.
Oh, Pure? There's a dust.
He's ready. Maureen's prepared for this.
Oh, it's a solo. 1,000 gold.
Oh, that's a lot of money. That's why you buy dust, kids.
Roshan has
That's what I was going to say. Core players carrying dust, very
Look
important.
at that. A lesson to us all.
1,000 gold. That is insane. And I believe what he got. How many levels was it too? I didn't see how much experience it was.
I'll probably be able to check on the replay maybe if we can get that, but
2,500 XP as well.
how many levels is that?
It's probably like a level and a half almost.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, he's near level 20 now.
Yep.
Maureen.
That is a massive pickup for him.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
And they get the Roche Miro. He'll get the Roar.
There we go. A little bit of revenge.
He's got BKB. Can they chain stun? They can.
Takes the roar and the lasso. That's a big kill. There we go. We'll check it out. So he was sitting in Egypt.
It's like a level and a half.
25% through level 18.
Yep. That's an immense solo kill. Yeah, jumps all the way to 19 and change as Pure is like, ooh. Did not expect him to be there. Now the push is coming on mid.
Now it's
Radiant's
gone.
middle tower has fallen.
Amar has built a BKB for himself now too, and he is carrying a gem. Snake getting a
Gets a
jump. Katomi.
That's a burst through Snake King. It's not going to be close though. Snake King's able to step back and they just turn and take down Kataomi.
And the poison spreads to
He's got to
both.
be careful. They've tried to go for this fight, but of course both the Roar and the Lasso, they're still on cooldown. So BetBoom, they have to get out Pure. He'll TP out just in time, but it's close. So much physical damage comes out from Falcons lineup right now.
Save, can he get out? He's got a TP.
The blink's up.
He will be able to get out. And Miro also going to look to get out. Oh my goodness, that was split second again there for Pure to get away.
And over in the mid, Pure
Find Snake.
will finish off the job. Get Snake King at the end of it all.
Now Pure.
Now got the Roar back up. Drop the Roar on a crit. Pure pots the BKB, tries to stand his ground against him, but again, Amar is just terrifying. He just chases him down.
And
Kiyotaka's
Kiyotaka
going to look to kill Skeeter, but Amar's on top of him. They'll get the kill once. Kiyotaka trying to get in position for the Requiem potentially. He's going to go for it. He'll get it off. But he's so low, the heals won't come back in time.
And
He'll
Malreen's
fall.
there.
I mean, Amar's just cleaning up in these
He really
fights.
is.
We're seeing BetBoom be able to deal with the rest of them. But this last pick, Bristle, once again, they can't deal with it, Fog.
No, and they're killing the supports, but the cores come in and get the big cleanup. They get the SF and the Nature's Prophet back-to-back deaths for Pure. After he just gets himself out of a dangerous position, he gets a solo kill on Snay, but then hand delivers them a kill onto the cores. Yeah, this Bristleback's a problem. And Skeeter, again, it's a bit of a distraction. Yeah, sure, it's the gyrocopter carry, but he's got these two other massive cores that are just cleaning up every single one of the fights, and now he's got Satanic, so it's going to be a lot harder for them to do that the next time versus this Gyro. And they're going to take the Tormentor, too.
Once again.
So they're going to, I think they're going to be almost out of shards soon, right? Getting pretty close to it.
Shard for Maureen, always nice to have.
They still can get the Gyrocopter one, but that's going to be all 4 Tormentors once they go back and claim theirs. And the 3 cores, I mean, I say 3 cores, but it feels like 5 are scaling on the side of Falcons. And BetBoom, even though the Nature's Prophet is now having this game, Kiyotaka is starting to have that big slowdown as he's gone for the spell build. Starts to fall off as the game progresses.
It really does. We're seeing even when he gets these Requiems off, it's... The fear factor, the pushback's nice, but the damage is not quite there. Miro.
Solo kill.
Get the solo kill.
Oh, Pure
coming in.
He gets
caught by the Dragon Tail, not able to get the BKB off first. Now go for the BKB TP, and it will make it just in time. Once again, these BKB TPs are working out for the most part from BetBoom.
Yep, no BKB piercing disable on Falcons this time around until they go for a basher on somebody. And Pure, he took the last hit, so I think that's actually pretty important, taking that one.
Sure.
Even with just a Wrath of Nature. Just pump up this NP as much as possible for him to have that 1v5 potential. He has it 20, so he's got the leash too, and now he's got another defensive tool. But Falcons very keen to fight. There's no roar for 20 seconds.
Uh-oh, Kataomi.
Malrine.
Must be ready to chase, and he is, but Snowball dodges there. Kataomi turns with the punch to get the Requiem off.
It's
They try
good
to burst with
Requiem.
the Dragon Knight. They've got to have him. He gets the BKB off, it doesn't matter, and now Pure turns for more, looks towards Amar. Take out the homing missile. I mean, BetBoom, they're going to want to push this. They're taking out the Dragon Knight. This is their chance to take a fight. But Amar, he just goes straight back in over towards Pure. Pure's able to force himself away with the Hurricane Pike, forced down to the low ground, posts the BKB, they get the Sprout.
Skeeter's on the high ground.
They get the Roar, they get the punch, they're focusing the Jar, they've got it.
Oh, what a fight.
They've got to keep going, BetBoom. They've found 2 of the cores. Now is their chance to look for more. They'll get the last one to Amar, but the BKB was off in time, so no immediate follow-up.
Pure?
Amar's ready to turn straight towards him, goes immediately over towards the Nature's Prophet. Pure keeps his distance, the break hits there. Pure, he does it, gets the double, and he'll get out.
And that's Gem.
They're able to force the fight and continue it as they go for Snake King as well. BetBoom.
What a fight. What a Requiem from Kiyotaka. Starting it all. Malrine, he jumps too far forward. He doesn't expect them to be prepared for that one. They get a perfect fight. They're completely back in this one.
Absolutely.
They also get the gem. So they get all 4 kills plus a gem in recovery as Pure plays it perfectly, resetting himself, getting that break onto Amar. He tried to push the limit there, and now they've equalized everything.
What a fight there for BetBoom.
At a perfect timing. Kiyotaka now 4 lasting presence. They can take out the mid tower. Can they look for top as well? Definitely a possibility.
It's got to be go, go, go time for BetBoom. Try and hit Falcons again whilst they don't have the full lineup up, whilst they don't have Amar back in play.
And Miro now also, he has Refresher. So he's got double roars. He can lock down 2 of these core targets.
Malrine, they're going to see him, but the blink out just in time before Save's able to get the grab on him.
I mean, both teams just pushing the limits here. Fractions of seconds from people getting caught. And top tower, it's going to get brought down very quickly. Still Kiyotaka with 4 lasting presence. It goes down super quick. If BetBoom gets 1 or 2 kills to start the sequence, that's when that big damage really starts to kick in again. Falcons get tripped up pretty massively there.
Pure prime position to carry this.
Having these BKB piercing disables, very important. Amar. Falcons now at this point, it does feel like they're the ones lacking the ways to start the fight. It's Malrine attempting to, but he's got to be a bit more cautious with the way that he just jumps and goes for these stuns if Katomi's able to get these snowball saves. Impressive stuff from BetBoom. Stabilizing the entire game here. Pure level 22. Trying to get that peak timing if they can get these 25s online pretty soon. That's the biggest one for this Nature's Prophet. And he is soon having another defensive tool. The Satanic is almost online. So we saw in that last fight, he almost was able to stand his ground. With Satanic, he might just be able to do so versus these heavy physical cores. Falcons. See how they approach this next fight. They might just still look for a smoke and engage. Daedalus is about to be done for Skitter. They're gonna go for it.
They've been relatively split up.
They really are. I mean, Miro in particular has to be very careful with his positioning. He has the gem.
I mean, are they going to expect that someone's up here in this corner of the map? Maybe not Falcons.
Doesn't look like it. Skitter will show himself.
Oop. Pure was considering TPing in to do a bit of shopping there. Opts against it.
He'll go to the other shot.
He'll go to the enemy one.
Yeah.
Smart moves there from Pure.
Good read.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Falcons won't find anything with their move. They'll get wards down. Don't find a kill as Pure.
Dire's middle tower
Miro,
is
These
under
are such a
attack.
dangerous position.
Yeah, he's
but
been able to get away with being in
Yeah.
this area on this top lane, and they haven't quite caught vision of him.
it's high risk, high reward positioning that's coming out from BetBoom as they dodge the smoke gank beautifully. And now they start getting damage on the bottom tower, double catapult wave.
Save, just looking for opportunities in
Dire's
case
bottom
any
tower
do
is
arise here on the high
Rosh,
ground.
Rosh is up. Falcons is going to start it.
Radiant's
BetBoom, are they going to be able to get over in time?
Are they just going to push? Are they just going to go for a Rax
indeed
trade?
try and force them back. They know that with Falcons not showing in the mid, this is the time to pressure on towards the high ground. They take Roshan down so quickly, though, Falcons, that they will be back to defend.
How many TPs do they have available? Does everybody have them ready? I don't think so, do they?
I think just as Amar got one. Amar does not.
He does not. He has to run back.
Or you managed to do the damage in the mid, take out the melee Rex. Off the side, they found the Raw.
found Maureen.
He gets the center one of Maureen. Maureen caught at the side of the fight. He's gone.
He didn't have TP to go back to the base. Pure.
Now they're turning for more. They've got the controller with the lasso down onto Skeeter. Skeeter puts the BKB, trying to heal it back up, but he's
Can't
out
fight
as
them.
well. That's the Aegis gone. Crit, he'll manage to hold back Pure with the bushwhack. The
Lord.
Raw is back up. Miro leads in again. He's dying pretty quickly into the damage coming out from
Skeeter.
Lamar, but key attack has taken him out a second time. The Requiem coming in big there, as that's going to be no gyro for 80 seconds.
Oh, and Kiyotaka now as a refresher. He can go for the secondary play, secondary Requiem. It's at the ready.
Yeah, and we're seeing how much the refreshers have been doing. You know, that fight as well was what Miro picking it up, getting
It
that
was.
second Raw there to make that play.
And it was so smart the way that they even put this ward down. So they knew that Falcons, or they expected that Falcons had TP to go for this Rosh. Two of them had to walk back. Maureen in particular, he walks under that ward top and gets caught by it and dies almost instantly, forcing this weird fight for his team to try to bail him out. A very good approach and a very good decision for them to not contest the Rosh. Just go for the Rax trade and look for the fight afterwards.
After getting run over in that game one, BetBoom, they've turned up in this game too, and they're absolutely giving Falcons a real challenge here.
Yep. And they are still getting the scale. He's got the refresher, as we said, for Kiyotaka. He's almost level 25. You can see Skeeter, he tried to fight back with BKB Satanic, but as soon as it wore off, he's just dead after the respawn.
That's too much.
Save might get the lasso.
He's in,
He's got
he gets
two.
the grab. Onto the boat for them. Kiyotaka in position with the Requiem. They'll take snaking out. The BKB's there from Amar.
With the roar.
The damage from Pure's coming in. Amar to fall. He's out for 95. Kiyotaka moving in for more as he chases down the two of them. Maureen has to run back to the fountain. Crit. He'll escape just in time away from the raises. The fortification comes out.
They've hit 25. The Nature's Prophet, he's got the tree and
Skeeter. He's TP'd into
He's
it.
punted.
What? I mean,
He's dead.
What was that?
I don't think he expected the kickback going.
That wasn't the play, Fogged.
I think they may have just lost it.
Yeah, I think so.
They had to buy back also on Amar. I don't think they expected that kick coming out from Katomi.
I mean, even without it, I mean, he just TP'd in underneath the five of them, and he didn't have backup behind him.
No.
That's a rough one.
Maybe didn't expect the amount of burst damage that they have, but they do have it now at this
They
point.
do. They're that far ahead. 16k lead now for BetBoom.
Things have, snowballed massively for them. Literally since the 30-minute mark, they've just completely taken control. And now as Shiva's also on the Beastmaster, Miro has the Timeless Relic. These roars, they last an eternity.
They're ready to go once more, BetBoom.
They're ready to kick people outside the base too. They have the two best tools to be able to grab people outside.
Barracks are under attack.
Save. Ready with the lasso. As you see two standing next to each other, he's waiting for his chance.
How deep does he want to go?
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
He's got a Requiem follow-up. Might not have to go for it, but he's looking for this flank around. Look at this positioning.
He's going deep here, Safe.
His team's starting to get the push going.
They're not going to expect the bat to blink on them from behind them.
No way. He's got to get the jump on
And
two.
there he is. He's able to get the grab on towards the mark, and they burst through. The Requiem comes out into the Raw. They can.
Deleted.
They just, you don't expect that. You don't expect the bat to make this sort of jump. Skinner's trying to stand his ground against them, but triple kill for Kiyotaka. Pure. BKB's healing up himself. They do
Skinner.
lose the SF.
He's fighting back.
Pure's going to try and run. They have the detection upon him. This time, Skeeter's kind of holding, but he's going to get kicked back by Kataomi. I mean, Skeeter, can he keep this game alive? He kind of is, but finally he falls. The buybacks have come in. BetBoom, they're ready to clean it up as Kiyotaka comes in with the buyback rampage.
And they've done it. It's Skeeter now against everybody.
It's only Skeeter.
And there is another roar at the ready. If he steps up, he's just going to get immediately roared.
Let's have a look. One last ride here for Skeeter.
Blink up in 3 seconds. Pure is just TPing right on top of him.
They're straight in on top of him. BetBoom have done it. They're going to be able to take game 2 for...
Woo! Wow, this one accelerated incredibly fast. They were keeping it relatively close for the majority, and then explosive couple catches.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Straight into the action here. Game 3. We might get a first blood. Skinner, he's caught out. They trap him with the shards. They're going to be able to kill him and get the first, but almost certainly they're going to be diving under the tier 1. Surely they don't hold back. They indeed don't. They got the stun blink going. They'll get first blood for Pure.
All right. Adaptations being made from both sides. No more Venom Answer says Falcons going to go more of a standard route. They're going to pick the Amar Doom, so they're breaking the mold on that Bristleback. But BetBoom, they've adapted as well on their own. 4 heroes that are pretty much identical, but they swapped that Nature's Prophet to the mid lane and picked the Razor. I imagine they just want to have a bit of a better early game in particular, because we did see them falter a lot in that last game. They started to clutch it up, making Maureen in particular falter a lot. And let's see if they can do it again, because it is a much stronger early game draft for them. But I do have to agree with Effie when she was talking about how at some point they will get outscaled. This draft from Falcons, it does get to the point of ridiculousness with the Pugna Dusa just comboing, the Doom always removing one of these cores. So we'll see how they can do, and it does feel like overall in particular, BetBoom, their early game should be better with this draft.
Sure. But you feel like that sort of approach against Team Falcons, you're trying to go for a draft that intends to run them over and play fast against them, is kind of a risky strategy to go for in the matchup?
In a way, but I'm happy to see them do this. You know, this is a best of 5. This is when it becomes that you have to try things out a little bit more, where, you know, sure, now it's 1-1. Now they have a little bit of leeway for both sides to be able to match tempo and perhaps play a bit faster. And that, for me, has been a way that BetBoom has won, I was mentioning before, a lot of their games. So maybe just looking to accelerate things, not wanting to play on back foot and just having to clutch, because that was what it was last game. Maureen, in particular, made 3 or 4 pretty big mistakes and they punished him, but it really was clutch factors that came out from BetBoom that pulled them ahead of that one. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see if it ends up working out for them.
So out of these side lanes, you reckon that with BetBoom's setup, they should have the advantage in the matchups?
In the bottom one in particular should be better. Top, on paper, it should be for the Razor versus the Doom, but these things are all on paper. Mid lane, I think Maureen is going to crush this one, though. I think this is a pretty free lane for the Dragon Knight in comparison to what he had before. So side lanes, I would say yes, but mid lane, no. But we'll see, because that's all on paper. So. And Pugna in particular maybe does just sway things to just allow the Medusa to completely free farm. But I think Beastmaster should also get very solid farm in bottom. Again, the ward is going to be placed from snaking this time around, blocking the hard camp, so they're already going to be preventing some of Miro's stacks. So yeah, we'll see how these lanes do in the field.
That's up. The link going, the shards, they're not going to quite trap him off.
The mark. They just hit 2 right beforehand as well. So maybe this, maybe the supports on the side of Falcons do just end up swaying the matchups. Because Pugna and Hoodwink are 2 of the best aggro heroes in terms of how much they can output inside the laning phase and just trade back. So maybe they will just end up... maybe they will come out on heading all 3 lanes.
But this mid lane, is it supposed to be this bad?
I think it's supposed to be very bad, but I don't know about this.
You know what I mean? It's 10 and 7 against 2 and 1.
Yeah, probably not this bad, but I think DK does have a pretty free matchup here. You can contest every single CS. You have great animation. There's no magic damage. But yeah, this is ridiculous.
This is really rough. This is probably one of the rougher outcomes Key Attack has had in the first few minutes of a lane matchup in the mid-bright. Coming up to 2.5 minutes in, he's only got 3 CS against 13 and 10 DK.
That is pretty crazy. I didn't think it was... I thought it was going to be one-sided, but not that much. That is absurd. He's getting every single one.
And that's...
He's getting every single one. I'm just watching mid lane.
A mid-nature's prophet. If you're not getting any gold out of this lane and not a lot of XP either, this is not an easy hero to play from the mid if you get completely dumpstered, right?
Not versus DK either, because if you get dumped... Oh, they actually find the kill on Snaking. Save does find a solo grab there. If you do get destroyed in the mid lane as Nature's Prophet versus some heroes, what do? You leave. But versus DK, you leave, he takes your tower. So it can definitely be a difficult one. That is absurd. I mean, Maureen.
This is really rough.
He knows he made some mistakes in that last game toward the end of it. I think he's trying to fix that one up. This is a crazy start for him.
I mean, it's like, sure, the DK obviously has this great attack animation, good damage, but you do have a Trium with you. You know, you're working with 2 units. You'd expect a little more than just 5 last hits at 3 minutes in.
More than 5. Absolutely. Breathe Fire is annoying, right? It does reduce that damage, so he does kind of have the same damage. If he hits the Breathe Fire on the tree and the hero, he pretty much has the same damage as the 2 of them combined, if not higher. And this is crazy. Well, Kitak is going to need some help.
He is.
They do have heroes to rotate. They do have the same exact supports that they play every single time. They will be able to take the runes away, but DK overall doesn't care too much about runes. Just goes for double bracer
Radiant's
treads.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is craziness. Top Pure is having a good time, but it's not like he's shutting down the Doom by any means. Crit is able to just keep him held off, even though Pure did get the first blood too.
Taking the walk back to base here on Marine, so just wants to refuel, get his mana back up so he can continue the Breathe Fire spam.
Why not?
Did push the wave in underneath the tower, but Kiyotaka was able to get, I think, pretty much all of those, at least whilst the lane was left to himself.
Still 25-13 to the 13-3.
Radiant's middle tower
Marine has
is under attack.
he has a pretty solid level advantage over him, so he's going to hit the 6 that much faster. He's even getting aggressive onto Kiyotaka.
I mean, he's just got so much damage.
He's just walking him. He's just walking him down. Bottom. Trying to get aggressive onto Snaking. Getting aggressive onto Skeeter in this lane is pretty impossible, but they're securing Miero. One of his best starts on the Beastmaster in terms of this best best of 5 so far. He has the stacks to be able to go back to also, but also just having a good laning start here. Skeeter has got stick charges.
They're going to save him. They're going to dive in. See if they can finish him off.
They've got so many
Oh,
mangoes.
indeed, they're keeping his mana up. Skeeter will still fall. They get the job done, BetBoom.
Might lose save out of it.
Oh, raindrop.
Is he gonna live? He's actually gonna survive. Wow. I can't believe they killed the Deuce in this lane when you're feeding him stick charges with the Batrider. I think they used 3 mangoes there as well. I think Snaking pumped 3 different ones into the Deuce and they still could do it. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, and this mid lane, one more creep. Marine's going to have the 6. Kiyotaka barely just hit the 5, so pretty much a full level advantage for the DK against the Nature's Prophet in this mid matchup.
He's got the catapult wave as well. He's trying to kill the catapult. Look at Kiyotaka, he's sending the treants on it. So he will at least take out that catapult so there won't be that extra pressure that comes out. Top Amar.
Got the link. And the snowball Amar. He's got phase boost back up in a second, so he's pretty speedy.
He's too fast.
The plasma field is not going to grab him. Yeah, the phase boost will save him.
And the creep he has, right? He has the movement speed creep, that little bit extra that puts him at 500 movement speed when he pops the phase. They will find crit though, save. He's making so much happen in this early game.
And the pressure around this mid Snaking, he's coming across, ready to put the push onto the tier 1 with the dragon form of Marine.
Save's moving though. Since he's already secured the bottom lane, he's already gotten a kill top, he's looking to assist in the mid lane as well. As bad as having a tremendous start this game. He had a bit of a slower one in the last game. It took him some time to get the Blink Dagger, but this one he's having a much better time snaking. Going for attempted steal onto the Wisdom.
He's pretty quick on it.
Save doesn't have a TP.
He might have the timing for this.
I think he's got it. Save, can he get a godly flame break? Let's see. He cannot.
I guess it could be.
The trade that comes out when you make that aggressive move, when the Batrider shows top, they knew he TP'd. Stay.
Doesn't mind dying for this. And Katsomi, he tried to go for a steal. He should die. Didn't manage to get the pick up himself. Will cost him his life, the effort.
Save, 4-0-1. All 5 kills it becomes this Batrider right now. But the lanes overall, Falcons, even though it's 5-1, still having that really, really good advantage, at least in that mid lane. It's crazy how much of an advantage Marine has still. Level 7. Kiyotaka's hit 6. He's got the Wrath of Nature. See if he wants to make an aggressive move on one of these side lanes. But he can't leave the mid. If he leaves the mid, he loses his tower.
Yeah, where do you go as this Nature's Prophet?
He's got to stay in the area. I think just stick around and just, yeah. Be sure to just drag the creep wave off of the tower. They're going to be able to find the D ward, and Katomi is going to rotate. They're bringing 3 heroes. So is Falcons, though, to attempt for the push. And Katomi, that was a long-range stun.
A little too deep to follow up.
Wrath of Nature coming in.
Get the Sprout on a Marine. They'll kind of free him there with a Flame Break. They're still going in with the Snowball. Shards are there as well. Marine, he turns, looks to fight back. They get the pushback in on to both of them. Marine, he's surviving. He's able to get up to the high ground. He lives, and both of BetBoom's supports, they die.
He doesn't tick out. Skeeter even getting involved early. TP's to the mid lane. Since they brought numbers, he wants to bring another. Amar, looking at Pure. And they're going to be able to likely finish off this mid-tower Snay, just continuing to blast it. One more and it goes down. Falcons bringing the numbers, and Malrine living with, what, 50 HP.
They were so close to getting what would have been a huge kill.
Oh, and very quick movement from them as well, going toward this triangle, taking away the hard camp. Good move from Skater.
Already early signs of Skeeter and Mallory getting rather out of control this game with this sort of start they're both having.
Yep. But Miro having also a much better start in comparison that he's actually just playing the lane. He still has these Ancients to go back to, I believe, as well. Pretty massive stack, and he's gone. I don't think I've seen that before. Treads? It's because he's having that better laning start. Has a pretty huge stack, so his timing should be pretty nice for this Beastmaster.
Yeah, I mean, is there any way that Falcons get over and interfere?
I don't believe so. It's going to die too quick. They got the hard camp. They got what they came for. Top lane, they want to try to shut down Amar. Bringing 3 heroes. If they can get on top of him with the tag team, it's very likely they can bring him down, but he's playing cautious. Say that. He wants the flag bearer. Does he get baited for it?
Not able to get the opening slow with the plasma field. So they're
gonna go for it.
Just the angle for the snowball in. As Amar, he'll throw down the Doom, but he's very dead, and there's no one to follow up and try and finish off this kill, unless the Doom damage is enough, but at this point, shouldn't quite be.
They do lose Kiyotaka out of it, though, and they do lose the... Oh, no, he actually denies away the arcane. He actually didn't get it there. Pure. Playing very aggressively. Snaking has hit 6.
Not bringing in anyone else to punish the Razor, so Pure will get away with sweeping behind the tower to clean up the wave. And we'll see what was going on at the same time in the mid.
They just caught him with the stun. Amar may be expecting TP rotations from his buddies. That's why he was throwing out the high fives. He gets punished for it. 4-6. Pretty even early game. Falcons with a bit of a lead, with Skeeter just having this crazy free farm, even though he has died twice, once at the start and once afterwards. Now does have the pretty much open availability to just play it in the bottom side and not have to worry too much from anyone running him down, because the Nature's Prophet overall doesn't want to make these early moves now at this point. Kiyotaka, he has to be more into recovery mode to finish the Maelstrom. Falcons gotta be looking toward this top tower. Katomi's still only level 4.
Skeeter
Did not catch him. Literally.
ready to join. Bushwhack catches there from Crypt. Katomi won't be able to retreat with the rest of the team.
These levels are a big deal, Owen. Level 7 on the Hoodwink and nearly level 7 on the Pugna. Level 5 on the support on Katomi. Save now has found 6, but even he's been slowed down from that double Wisdom Steal. It looks like Falcons, they'll be able to take this tower and potentially even react to bottom. It's not dying that fast. They can look to swing over there. Malrine has the Blink Dagger. They absolutely can look to contest this while also taking this top tower.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Looking to go for the gate now. Snake King.
He's got another drain in 3 seconds. Can Katomi control him? He cannot.
That's too much. And now down bottom. They found the
jump.
setup. They're in with the Dragon Tail onto Miro. Used the Roar to try and run, but he can't get away from the Dragon.
Ooh, and it's a lot of money. As we were mentioning, he's having that really solid game on this Beastmaster going down. Gets caught from the movements. Falcons, they're playing quick this game. They're just one step ahead of BetBoom, taking out these towers and defending theirs, and potentially even getting a 3rd tier 1 here. Pure yet to get involved.
See on the gold, you know, despite a very rough mid-start, Kiyotaka, he is recovering pretty well.
He is.
Climbing back up the ranks.
But the difference between the Deuce and the Razor is starting to be pretty massive.
Yeah, that's what stands out the most.
Difference. And the supports too, right? That's really the biggest difference in between the gold and the experience, is just how good of a game these supports are having in comparison too. And the Deuce in particular, there's not, you know, yes, they have the Razor to get the link and run him down, but there's really no mana burn on. Which a lot of these games has been pretty necessary to be able to take out this Medusa.
In the mid.
Another catch.
Involved in a lot of action already here, Malrine.
It is a bit similar to that last game where Falcons were the ones dictating the pace. I think BetBoom, they attempted to go for a bit of a fix in their draft to be able to fight the aggression, but we're seeing Falcons, at least in this early game, taking over again. And as we were mentioning, their draft does scale very hard. And they've got the OP combo, just have to mention it again. It's the Deuce Pugna. So in a lot of these fights, if you don't find the Pugna, this Deuce is going to be literally unkillable.
What's the plan from BetBoom?
Wait for the Ags on the Beastmaster. Does he have it done? He's about.
Very close.
I think that's their timing.
They're close to Blink Dagger as well on save.
Okay. So they'll likely get both at the same time, and that will be, I would imagine, their timing to look to really fight back. And this time they will be able to get one of their Wisdom runes, so XP. Much needed for the supports that they'll get. They have this Obs ward up here too, so could look to perhaps fight around it when they get that Blink and the Ags. They're going to start the Rosh. It's before he has the Ags, though. It's coming now.
Smoke comes out from Falcons.
I think they're anticipating.
I mean, they're ready to go through the gate and head down, and they've hit it with the scan, so they know this is going on. They're going to be able to turn up and interrupt this.
Uh-oh, and Miro is very low. The amount of times we've seen this Beastmaster do these Rosh, Falcon are anticipating it.
I mean, they're going to get spotted out by save, but I don't know if this is going to give Miro a
God.
I hope they're trying to force the Rosh and finish it off.
Elmar gets it all.
He just picks it up, gets the kill as well. And they lose all 3 heroes. They went for a very risky move there, BetBoom. It does not pay off whatsoever.
Oh, this game could get rough real fast. It already is, and they've got the better scaling lineup. They prevent the Rosh from being taken.
You see at this point, they're like, well, we've got to try and finish it. But Amarj is able to walk in, dropping down the Doom, pick up the Aegis, and even getting the Roshan kill on top of it. They get everything, Falcons.
This one does feel like it's going to accelerate really fast. Even though Pure's farm is, I mean, it's actually not even that okay. It's all right, but overall, they don't have that great matchup versus these cores. This time, Falcons isn't making the mistakes. 15 minutes, the lead is massive at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, this is huge. And that was one of their timings, right? That was the Ags Beastmaster. They're going to have to blink in a moment, but they just lost so much. They read the move perfectly. The Gleipnir is done. But yeah, it's kind of late.
There we go. Blink on save as well. Even into the Aegis, they may look to try and make some sort of move, catch Falcons off guard.
Who do you go for, though? Your damage is pretty limited at this point on the side of BetBoom versus a lot of these cores. Even Malrine now has a 4-staff, so they're starting to build answers versus Pure's Razor.
Yeah.
And speaking of Pure...
He shows, and they're ready to sweep behind the tier 2. Look for him. He's going to go for the TP out, but they've found him.
Very dead. Yeah, this one's rough.
Yeah, this is back on track as being as rough, if not even more rough than game 1 was.
Yep. And they tried to do adaptations to be able to fight early, because last time they did lose the early game as well. But the adaptations are just not working. Tier 2, they have to pop the glyph to just try to hang on to it, but Falcons are actually just aggressively glyphing themselves to finish off this tower. They've got the blast.
Skeeter's ready to join.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're gonna poke high ground?
Is under attack.
Maybe not this
Probably not yet.
Not yet.
There's no need to.
I mean, you say this, but I don't think they will. He'll just clear out the next wave. They've got a base ward though, Owen. So it is definitely a possibility that they look for a catch and perhaps go for that push afterwards. A full Lotus.
That's pretty early, right? But
MR.
A very nice sort of adaptation against these lassos and roars that BetBoom were able to make such great moves around in game 2.
It's against everything. Dispel the Gleipnir, it's against the Link, it's against the Roar, it's against the Lasso, it's a godly Lotus.
It really is.
You throw that onto your Dusa, you absolutely can look for the siege. Things are ramping up too fast. Hurricane Pike finished up, so a bit of a adaptation there made from Malrine. Did the armlet last game. This game, such a good 4-staff game. Hero is forced to use the Roar to just run away.
So difficult for them to make any sort of aggressive moves. I mean, BetBoom, they have come out with the smoke. They really want to see if they can get Falcons whilst they're split up on the map.
Going for a core feels nearly impossible, though. One of them has an Aegis, the other one's 2300 HP, and the other one's the Medusa, who is actually isolated. Skeeter is playing very alone. They could perhaps look for this. He's literally in the deepest position possible. He looks very dead.
Well, this might give them a bit of hope.
Is he going to get out?
There's no way.
There's no way he gets out.
Oh, well, okay, they've got the snowball coming in from the side.
He's going to get out.
I mean,
they can't even kill him when he's completely alone.
Kill Skeeter when he's in that position.
Oh my God.
Then the game, it feels like it really is over, folks. How
couldn't even get him.
Get away with that?
Oh, the stone
He's
gaze.
just farming there underneath the entire team.
Radiant's top
I
They
thought
couldn't kill him.
I thought surely with the 5 heroes they
Surely.
could get him.
Dire's middle
Oh,
tower
no.
is under attack.
And now he's back up to full because he's got a Pugna.
And they're ready to dive up.
Oh, this is the bushwhack.
They're gonna throw down the Doom. Guarantee the kill.
Yeah, this one's a beatdown.
It's so rough. If you can't kill Skeeter when he's there,
Dire
then when on earth are you ever going to kill him?
Alone.
They couldn't get him. And I they did throw everything down onto him, right? They weren't holding back. Did they hold anything back?
They used everything. Kiyotaka. He'll be able to get out. But my goodness. Everything going the way of Falcons this game. A full Eye of Scotty now for this Dusa.
Oh my goodness.
Look at the cold comparison between it. This must be
mean-
one of the roughest games from Pure. And Pure
Yeah.
got first blood. He's bottom of the course.
That's true.
He's been unable to really contribute much in this game. He's 2-2-2.
And it was the last pick as well, right?
Yeah, it was. And I feel like he hasn't been able to get involved with rotations either, right? He's been strictly playing in his lane.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. You never see Pure bottom of the course,
Never.
even in a losing game from BetBoom. This is something you just never, ever see.
All right, they're going to try again. Skeeter, he's got the backup of crit, and this time he's got a Scotty.
Can they kill the Medusa?
There's a
They're
Pugna
in.
here.
They drop the Raw, but indeed, the save's there for Snaking. Is healing him up. Won't have enough mana to get off the Stone Gaze, though, so Skeeter will fall. They
This
managed
time.
to do it. And can they get away alive? Because Marine jumps in. And they might be able to turn back over towards Marine. In fact, they get him with the Plasma Field slow.
Amar's running in.
Oh, he's going straight over towards Pure. Pure puts the Manta. So the Infernal Blade comes crashing down onto Pure. He'll tick out. Amar now turns over towards Kataomi. In fact, he's got his sights on something bigger. He's looking for Kiyotaka instead. Kiyotaka going for the TP out, but the stun's there. They're going to be able to catch both of them as Marine cleans up with the double. They can kill the Medusa, Fogged, but it cost them 4 lives to do so.
And potentially the game. So they're going to lose their Wisdom Rune and their Tormentor off of that kill too. Well, you got the Dusa though. This time, it is all 5 heroes that get on top of him, and he doesn't get the Stone Gaze off, the all-important thing.
I mean,
But there's other heroes you got to deal with.
Tormentor, Wisdom Rune, it's all for Falcons.
Healed back up to full.
And this, I don't think I've ever seen a game in which a support is going to overtake Pure's network.
Yeah.
That,
This has to be
that
one of
just
the
never ever happens.
has to be one of the lowest like CS in particular that I see from him. He has 158 last hits at the 20 win mark.
He's
this
had
guy
a rough
is
game.
This guy is usually like a 10 CS a minute plus player.
Dire's bottom
just not the
tower
case
is
from
under
him.
attack.
I want to check out
You can check.
I'm going to check his Razor win rate. You know, is this just not a pure hero? What do we reckon?
He is more about the super carries.
Let's have a look.
And he probably wanted to have just a better lane in particular, right? Well, he probably wanted to crush the Doom, but it just didn't happen really. They brought 3 heroes as well.
Yeah, let's do some
How's it looking?
investigating.
You got it.
Yeah, on the
Let you look at that.
investigations.
And Falcons now can go back for their Tormentor. And as we mentioned too, Panel talked about it as well, is that their draft, it scales harder.
I mean, I'm doing my research here, Fogged. I'm seeing on his main account 21 games of Razor, not a lot, and 42% win rate. That doesn't make it sound like a pure hero.
He actually might get overtaken by the Hoodwink. That's crazy.
I mean, last pub game he played it was 3 months ago, Fogged. He's not been playing this hero. And this was the last pick, so whatever happened in the draft, right, they must have really valued the idea of Razor to say, hey, Pure, play the Razor this game.
I think they really wanted to try to match early tempo, and it didn't work at all. And now the game is in a almost irrecoverable position with their type of lineup. And now it maybe gets to the point where you have to just resort to the lasso pullbacks, the kickbacks from the Tusk.
It's just, looking at, in terms of pro games, he hasn't played Razor since 2022 in a competitive game.
That's
So they really pulled this hero out of nowhere, Fogged.
Pure is able to TP out somehow. Almost gets caught. Yeah, that's a good shot. And Skater just got a free game. All 3 cores having free games. Support's also massive. Feels like they can go anywhere at this point. They have to commit so much to just kill one of the cores. And now Amar, he's going down his usual route that we've seen him do on his Doom. He's got the S and Y. Double S and Y is being picked up. And this one just feels so much harder for BetBoom to do what they did last time.
I mean, it feels like this could be one where the next 25 minutes, or maybe 20 minutes, the game will continue. but there will be little to any hope
Is under attack.
for BetBoom of turning this one. As Falcons, they can close this up in the nice casual flat Falcon style it feels at this point with how far ahead. All their cores up.
The thing about last game in particular, they had a draft that could slow things down and scale to the point where they're going to be able to win because they outscale. This game, they just don't outscale. Almost, I don't think ever.
Marine close the gap there with the force forward.
Pure.
White. Pure's running. Is there any way to save him?
Does not look like
TP's still on cooldown for him as well for 10 seconds, so he's got to do a lot of juking.
He cannot get out of this one. He'll make him work for it, though. But very dead. Another death for Pure. It has to be his. Yeah. The worst performance we've seen from him.
In a long time.
In a very long time.
You just do not see this from Pure.
I mean, we did see the Midas Morphling earlier, too.
Yeah, but but that was a million times better than this.
That's true.
That was a million times better than this. This one's rough.
Yeah, it's the desperation mode. It really does feel like at this point. Like Kiyotaka, just you have to play your own game, cut creep waves, and hope that you can get to the point of these Ag's lassos, Ag's tusk, and perhaps try to go from there when you can catch him off guard.
There we go. Look at this.
They will find this one. Playing around the ward, you get a nice pickoff. It's something.
Nice illusion room for Skeeter. More money for him as he's able to push out the waves.
And he's got an Aghanims. How long on Rosh? 5 seconds. Beastmaster has BKB. Mira has been able to find some farm. Can they contest a Rosh, though? That's a whole nother question.
Will they even try?
That is another one.
I think at this point you're just looking at Kiyotaka and say, please carry us.
Pretty much. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I feel like he just has to play his own game and try to get literally to that level 25, right? But Falcons, Skeeter,
bottom tower
confidently
is under
charging
attack.
forward with his Ags, with his Scotty build. Pure.
Yep. They're heading over for him. They're
He's done.
gonna be able to make the jump with the Dragon Tail. Snowball buys a little bit of safety. Trying to get him out of this
He's
one,
gone.
Pure, but the Doom's at the ready. Amar lays it down onto him.
This does not look like Pure is having fun.
I mean, they really did just try something very different with this draft ending. It's not often that you see a team.
Oh, they're gonna try.
Okay.
They should be able to get this.
It's been hit by a scan. They know this is
just
going
kidding.
on, Falcons.
They're running over. Oh, they don't kill this fast enough. Falcons knows immediately. Such good awareness. It was the right call for BetBoom to do, to attempt to go for it, but
Can't tackle.
Okay, Uh-oh. 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 Hello.
Did he just not have TP was cooldown?
He does not.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Well, another free core kill.
Oh, here we go.
It begins.
Me, he says.
Well, he did tip
So
him
what
in the middle.
was that last game we were getting?
He
lots of
tipped him in
tips?
the middle of the fight.
I see. Oh, here we go. Tip me when advantage 20k.
He's not far. He is not far from being right about the 20k lead.
Oh, I see. Well, Kiyotaka's just asking for an update, or what does he mean?
He said, tip me when you're 20k advantage, not when you're like even game state. You know what I mean? People always talk about that with Falcons when they tip when they're ahead.
But this is an even game. Well, I'm confused. What? Oh, he's saying that he tipped him in the last when he was ever.
Yeah. No, he's saying that Falcons is only tipping when they're ahead.
Ah, that's true. That is.
But he had a good read. It is almost a 20k.
Yeah, he was
lead,
right.
so
That's why I confused me. I just,
good on you.
Does he somehow sort of see the net worth difference? he's not far off.
Well, he knows. He feels that game state.
I said, yeah, interesting information there, because we don't ever get to hear from the players, you know, how far behind they feel they are. But we have it there. He feels he's 20k behind.
He's bang on.
He's not far off. Yeah.
BKB done for Pure.
Yep.
But just doesn't feel like it's going to help him too much. They might, now they can go for the push. They've got the base ward. Save. We'll try for an instant D ward, but Falcons might just jump. How do you stop the push?
What are you gonna do?
They're pushing on their own. So rather than defending, they're
Go
going
for
to
the
attempt for the base race.
Here we go. Oh, mid lane, save, goodbye. Dragon beats Bat.
He dodges
Or maybe
the
he
snipe.
doesn't.
The solar
Never
crest
mind.
saved by his buddy.
That's gonna take more than a dragon to kill this Bat.
Katomi bails him out. They cut the creep waves. Falcons continue to push forward. Can they finish the racks before the back door? They can. Not the range. They'll back up. They'll try to get the catch on the 3 cores that are being pesky.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
It's BetBoom trying to find a solution in this game, trying to get to later stages to having a chance
Dire's
here.
middle tower is under
Amplify
attack.
damage rune. Give that to the Medusa.
Falcons is drawing the line. They just want to run it down mid.
Smoke time from BetBoom.
Can they catch people isolated?
They might find Amar.
They're going to look for him. He's got the gem. He's got the Lotus. They've got the lab.
The lasso straight into the static link of the punch up. Amar.
He's tanky.
He certainly is, and he's going to get back up. They're going to try and get him away from Pure. He'll turn and drop the Doom down to Snake. He's coming in with the heals. They're keeping Amar alive. He's able to blink away. Pure will fall.
Too tanky.
Katomi tries to run Miro, turns with the Roar. He's able to bring down at least Snake King. It goes for the TP out. He actually makes it away with that TP. But they don't get what they were looking for. They come hunting Amar. Amar gets saved by Snake King, and they lose 2 heroes.
And every little thing matters. Having the craggy coat, I believe, right before they get the jump. I think he even got the pop off, too.
Kiyotaka.
And he's just got crazy armor. They're going to go for him again.
I don't think he's doing this on his own. Miss.
0 damage. He has 45 armor.
Dire's middle tower is under
Okay, meanwhile in the base, it's Dragon versus Bat round 2.
This time he's got him.
Monster kill.
And Malrine having a pretty, a literal flawless game this time around. Amar,
He really killed him. Yeah, I'll tell you what, he got a lot closer to killing him than I thought he would.
Dire's structures are
but he's keeping him there, too.
And he's losing the base.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Kiyotaka, can he get back? He's gonna have to, but his base, it's going down Pure, TPing very aggressively forward.
Is under
All right.
attack.
Doesn't want to go in onto the Medusa with the Aegis though.
He throws the line to chat wheel. Oh, that's good. Trying to cut the wave, but he's caught.
Yeah, they were waiting for him.
He's very dead. The chat wheel just... That's funny.
Out come the tips. Oh, I spilled it. This series is heating up.
Dire's
It
middle
absolutely
tower
is. I mean, this one, Falcons, very little mistakes that they've made. Malrine in particular, just a crazy performance from him. 8-0-16, 24 of the 26 kills are because of him, and he really destroyed that mid lane.
He did.
Like, absolute destruction.
I mean, I guess that's what sort of Pure will be telling you. He's like, well, I'm a mid laner. You know, look what happened there.
Well,
I can't carry this game.
I mean, it was the mid lane, but also, like, the Razor pick is meant to do very well to shut down the Doom. That wasn't the case either. It really was just the bottom lane that had that better position where they got a kill onto the Deuce and Save was making the moves around. Besides that, not a whole lot happened good for BetBoom in this game.
Well, looking to wrap it up here as the tier 4s are gone.
On to the next game.
Dire's middle tower
Well, no, it's
has
Falcons.
fallen.
They'll probably back off, wait 10 more minutes. There we go. They'll get some kills on the way out.
They'll stop them from cutting waves.
Miro.
Roar.
The Roar. Amar's going to jump in straight away with the Doom. Pure moves forward. They're going to focus towards the Pugna first. He's able to lift those. Snake King with the life drain survives through their efforts.
How is he alive?
And buybacks are coming out from BetBoom. They're putting everything into this fight, but Malrine jumps forward, ready to move on to end it all as they go for Pure. They'll force him away. They'll get him back to the fountain just in time. They're healing up. With the jump, they got the lasso. Roar as well. They're trying to drag Amar into the fountain.
He's saved.
He's forced away again. Snake King just getting off these life drains every single time. They'll tap out. They'll have enough as this time Falcons, they don't mess around. They close it up and get the win.
Yeah, this one, a beatdown from the laning phase. A lot of tips are going to start coming out in this one as Malrine is starting to feel...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, game 4 time here in the grand finals between BetBoom and Team Falcons. Fogs having a bit of a change-up right in the draft. This time we're getting to see more new heroes. Falcons coming out with a Crystal Maiden this time. BetBoom, they show this Timber pretty early. And as the panel said, overall, it's not ended up looking like a bad game for the Timber. This Timber
looks good.
Could pop off.
Absolutely. I think BetBoom have adjusted things massively to the point where this game, even if things do go wrong, they have a great scaling lineup. This lineup can absolutely take it to the later stage of the game and probably have an advantage toward those later stages, while Falcons, they want to set tempo in this game. But yeah, BetBoom definitely going to be able to react to that tempo because the double global.
Oh, look at this, Miro. Might have found a bit of a nasty surprise. He'll get the hammer out, so we'll be able to pull himself away a little bit, but the tag team's coming in. First blood for Skeeter.
See if they can get the bounties on the side of BetBoom. They should be able to get 2 of them at the least, maybe even 3 if Kiyotaka can take this one away. He gets a little scared because of 4 heroes. So a 2-for-2 exchange. Amar tried to go in to contest that one. Couldn't get it versus Pure. We saw this matchup before, the Amar versus Pure on that
Oh, he's getting outplayed here. That was some good body blocking there from Pure with the tree, and
he's dead.
He's very dead.
Nice play.
All right, good stuff there from Pure.
That's a funny one, too, because it's an Ogre Magi who, of course, doesn't have an ability. So dying to just auto-attack.
Yeah, it's literally just kind of the combination of Pure with the tree and Katomi with his main hero just kind of blocking off Amar and keeping him trapped down there.
The power of Blood Grenade. It's pretty much an ability at that level 1. So a good kill that they're able to get for Pure. And yeah, just a much better approach, I would say, for BetBoom. I like this draft way better for them. But Falcons, they've gotten for their similar, very early aggressive timing where they're going to look to take over the map at that 12 to 15 minute mark when they get the triple timings of the Blink or the Bloodstone on the Sanking, plus the Amar Bristle with his Mags, Shard, etc. But yeah, I would say BetBoom, they have much better ways to respond because they've got double global threat and they have this Timbersaw versus very good matchups of the triple strength cores. So looking forward to see how this one's going to go out in the mid game.
Yeah. And at the least for Kiyotaka, for sure, in this mid lane,
much better.
He's not going to get completely out CS like he did in that last game. That was a pretty rough experience for Kiyotaka to go through that laning phase.
Absolutely. He should, if anything, even have an advantage versus Malrine in this one since he can go for reactive and just go play around the Whirling Death. Even though it is a universal hero, it still is very beneficial versus the Sanking as well. And top lane, this Batrider plus Dawnbreaker, this is a very threatening, very oppressive lane that they can go for kills constantly too versus something like a Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, did you like that sort of closer from BetBoom this time with the going with that Dawn?
Yeah, I think just because they also have this Nature's Prophet, they can match this aggression and maybe match those early moves that we saw Falcons dictate pace with last time. Then they're going to have this multiple global threat that can come out. Yeah, feels like a much better approach for BetBoom. So yeah, really looking forward to see how these lanes go. And how the mid game in particular goes is Pure. Should be fine. He was a bit deep forward there, but will survive.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too pressured. Can make those plays with the large amount of one charges he's got built up as well.
Yep, getting the early kill too. Now Katomi is at the level 2, so he's got the level 3 Ignite, or level 2 Ignite. Can't put out some nice harassment, and he can be a good body. Could still die down here on the Ogre Magi because of the crazy damage that Tusk plus Bristle can apply, but he's pretty much the best body you could imagine for a Nature's Prophet in this lane. Top for the Alchemist, it definitely does not feel like the easiest lane ever. You know, usually you see these Alchemists wanting to get played versus some type of summon hero. BetBoom have changed the mold, going for this more of an aggressive approach this time around.
And what do you think it was about this game that caused Falcons to get the CM this time around for snaking it? Support that we're not seeing a lot, and when we have seen it, it's been losing more than it's been winning.
That's a good question. Maybe expecting the Nature's Prophet pick because he can just use the Frostbite to just eat the creep at all stages of the game, but also maybe just they were preemptively getting ready for having this heavy early skirmishing draft to get that extra mana. Not sure. Katomi.
Caught him by the shards. Amar ready to turn back towards him with the quill sprays. It's not enough.
Actually looks it's probably just going to be completely even. Malrine he's just very good at these matchups. He's very comfortable on his Sanking. But Kiyotaka is getting very good fun too. Just be careful to eat too many caustics. You'll be okay, but has to be cautious stepping up from under the wave.
Bottom lane. Definitely when Amar hits the level 3.
Katomi's doing a great job bodying. So far, they're unable to push onto this Nature's Prophet like we saw them do before in Skitter.
What, they're going in under the tower for him. The TP backup's coming in. They didn't have quite enough to take him out. They got a lot of sticky stacks on him, but Save can't get in to finish the job, and with the backup TPs, they get the kill against Miro.
Kiyotaka just continues to drop Malrine. He's bringing it to him again inside this laning phase. Quick TP from Crit. He's going to go back to bottom through the gate. He's limited on mana, but a very good move to protect his Alchemist. As you said, that's the lane that BetBoom can get very aggressive in, but do have to be careful for the TP rotations from Crit.
Kiyotaka. And once he gets the 6, we'll definitely pose some sort of kill threat, and it'll be a little harder for Malrine to get as aggressive as he has been.
And he can go to side lanes as well very easily on this Timber. That's why they wanted to go for Katomi.
Trying to move in on towards the Ogre.
Amar taking a lot of damage.
He certainly is. Pure's able to look towards him. One more hit. Can he get it off? He can't. He's sending the treants in, but they won't be able to finish the job as Amar survives.
5 HP. Ends up surviving there. He's going to have to TP back to reset as they continue to play aggressive down here. Tomi still doing a good job of bodying, but gives up this kill. And now Kitaka to 6 on Maureen.
He was considering going for an epi play, but couldn't quite get the angle to catch him by surprise, so holds back.
Being down again. Pretty aggressively forward.
That certainly was. I mean, they're going to be ready to move straight in on him, but backup will be coming in for both sides. In fact, Snaking sweeping across, catching him with the frostbite. Pure's gone.
He did not expect the rotation from Snay.
Yeah, not at all.
Numbers.
Especially with how far forward in the lane he did TP in for. Now with the snowball.
He's tanking it.
I mean, the stacks are building up on towards Katsomi. He's in with a concoction. They're going to be able to get the Ogre. They'll get the bat as well. Falcons, they get everything, and they lose nobody for it.
How many times do we see them make these gate moves? Just, yeah, BetBoom not able to anticipate it. Pure, way too aggressively TPing forward. It gets caught out of position. He thought it was just going to be 2 heroes, and then it turns out to be 4 as Maureen also able to take away the haste rune. He can play around Kiyotaka. And Falcons breaking the lanes very early here at this point. And it's before the level 6s were able to come out too, right? Miro still quite a ways away from having that Solar Guardian to be able to protect his Nature's Prophet, as even though Katomi was doing a good job bodying him in the first few levels, immediately when they bring the numbers, Pure has to be more careful. Gonna be a slow start for him.
This'll come in handy.
How many times do we see this gate play? I swear, just every time we see Falcons able to somehow take advantage of it. And this time around, it's no wards that they do have on BetBoom to protect that area, too. It's actually double wards placed from the side of Falcons to watch both gates. Skater, we'll be okay. Tell me we'll be able to find that D ward at the least. Wisdoms will go for 1-for-1 exchange. So no steals this time from Falcons.
Snake's coming in with the wraparound.
Hero.
Concoction off. They can.
How do you get the vision? Not going to be able to get the follow-up.
Miro is going to try and turn back over towards Snaking. He's got enough mana for the combo. Katsumi's in as well. Snaking will hold the back with the frostbite, but he'll tick down. They get the knockback with the flame break. BetBoom needs to group up around Miro and enable him to turn and take something for themselves.
That's how I want to see them play with these two supports. Just match the movements of Falcons. You know, Falcons is doing this almost every single game where they're double bringing supports. You got to match it as Kiyotaka.
With the setup, he'll try and get away with the Timber Chamber. The shards are there. Crit closes in and finishes him off just before he would have died himself. That crazy burst coming out between the Chakrams and the Whirling Deaths, but Crit survives through it. And we'll get some early tips coming out this game.
Yeah, I mean, Crit is just being such a nuisance this game. 3-0 and 4. Everywhere that he goes, he's been able to find kills for his team.
Radiant's middle tower
enabling them beautifully and shutting down that Timbersaw's game. Power Rune. Save will be able to snag that one away. Maureen isn't able to get it. But again, this early game Falcons just dictating pace. Even though Timber is getting good farm, Dawn as well. Pure is the one who's been shut down massively from these last 2 rotations. And they have a lot of gap close for him. They've got to be ready to protect him. And now they do have the Solar Guardian at the ready. They have to be ready to help him when those dives do come out, as we see the way Falcons wants to approach this game. Shut down the Nature's Prophet as much as possible. Able to juke it out. They have this lane ward, so they see the second he steps up.
Careful, Miro.
Crit's already 6.
Snowball's set up into the punch. Skeeter's ready to run him down. They catch him with a frostbite. Backup's coming in. Concoction at the ready, though. Thrown down to finish off Miro. A setup for Skeeter to get involved in this action.
Bottom.
Same time down bottom.
Can they get Maureen?
He's surviving. I mean, the sandstorm damage is going to be enough to kill off Katsumi. They couldn't finish him. He's able to get away with the Burrow Strike.
And Kiyotaka as well.
Ends up dying to the quills. Pure TP'd over trying to help, but couldn't really assist either of them.
Falcons early game is too strong for BetBoom to handle. They have a draft that can slow things down. They can scale, but things are accelerating so fast here at this point with the moves. Can't even save each other. They don't have that Solar Guardian because Miro gets taken out while this move is happening. So Falcons just hitting on all fronts again.
And it's just once again a bit of an uncharacteristically slow start for Pure. He's bottom net worth right now on the cause.
Just constant aggression. I mean, Miro's going to show himself again.
Maureen's in with the Burrow. Skeeter. Have the concoction in on towards the Ogre, but this time with the backup of the Solar Guardian, they can look to turn. They'll throw down the stuns onto Skeeter. They'll burst straight for him with the Whirling Death.
Great move there from Kiyotaka. Should be able to find Snaking as well.
Holds him back temporarily with the Frostbite. Indeed, under the tower they go. Kiyotaka cleaning up the double.
Can he get another?
Got eyes on Maureen.
Keep chasing.
Saves closing in. That's the Burrow Strike to try and break away from them, but they'll indeed close the gap. get a third. Kiyotaka.
He doesn't throw a tip, he just throws a high five onto Malrine. A good rotation to bring things back. Falcons overextending, they lose 2 of their cores. Pure.
Oh, he's lucky that didn't grab him.
Dire's top tower is under
I think that's how I want to see them play. Kiyotaka, run around, look for kills. Solar Guardian is going to be on cooldown now for 70 seconds, but Kiyotaka, we show how much damage he can do. They're going to look for it again. Save has Lasso.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so strong against so many of their heroes right now on the Timber, Kiyotaka.
Especially the Alk. If they find the Alk, he just gets burst.
They're straight onto him. They've got the control with the lasso. Skeeter, he'll get the chemical rage off. He's trying to run, but he's already lost snaking. To Kasomi at the side. Backup comes
Bumped
in.
up
Skeeter,
again.
he's on the cliff. Will get dragged off by the snowball there. Crit coming in with the save. Will keep Skeeter safe. They get Skeeter out of here.
He had chemical rage and a Lotus. Punches him up enough. Can they get the tower here? It looks like BetBoom will be able to set up for this one. Miro does have the opening to go for it. Solar Guardian back up in 20 seconds, so they're able to find some aggression even without it. They don't bring down the Alchemist, but they force a lot of reactions from Falcons.
Yeah,
as
closing
they're
that.
opening it up for Pure. He needs space, and he got it.
He does. He's going to be going straight for the full Miana by the looks of it this time round, or at least that's what he's going to try and go for first up.
Yeah, go for that farm. Crit. Won't get caught there from Kiyotaka. But tower, they do have a catapult here to pressure. Falcons is rotating over to stop the push. Does Kiyotaka want to stay here to hit this tower? Maybe not on his own. Blink Dagger finished up for Malrine. He's going to be a bit fragile because of this, but they have an initiation tool from him now. But if they don't catch the Timbersaw at the start of these fights, he can clean up.
This is going to be quite the explosive burst, though.
If they catch him at the start, that's the problem. And Kiyotaka might just get initiated on here.
Here we go. Getting the FP at the ready, they're in. They get the burst trap, the Solar Guardian heals coming in. Kiyotaka will get caught by the concoction. They'll finish him off. Crip will die, but the freezing field comes out. Falcons push on forward as Snaking gets the double.
And Malrine, is he going to live? He gets killed by the neutral. He was going to tick out to the Ignite and ends up denying himself as well. Almost able to save Kiyotaka in time, but it's still just not enough. And Skater shows up, and that concoction did an insane amount of damage.
They might get more here. Frostbite set up onto save. Okay, the Firefly's back up. So they know they can't chase him over the terrain.
Just feels like for most of the moves, Falcons still one step ahead. They always have that one extra number that they bring. Even though the Solar Guardian comes in, they just bring even the Alchemist to throw in a contribution of a concoction. And it's that extra burst that really brings Kiyotaka down. If he lives just a little bit longer and he gets a second set of spells off, could be a different scenario. But yeah, Falcons just ready for the moves. And in the meantime, Amar, he's been left alone for some time. 2 pieces of the Ags, but Pure is making recovery.
Yeah, we'll see again the Solar Guardian coming in, but not just quite enough. I think it ends up sort of getting in on that and getting caught by 3-man concoction there from Skeeter.
And snaking the freezing field as well. They were talking about on the panel, the mass magic damage. It is overwhelming for someone like the Timbersaw early games. 15-7, I mean, such a fast-paced game that's coming out. BB's trying to respond to the aggression. And
they have the heroes too, but it's difficult.
It is difficult. Especially because Pure doesn't want to show up to the fight himself. He can commit a Wrath of Nature, but I feel like he's just scared to TP in because he could just get ran down because he's so fragile still at this point. But his farm is good. And as we said, overall, this game for BetBoom, they can scale. If they can keep the game slowed down, keep it to a relatively even pace, this Nature's Prophet can definitely get to some very good situations versus this Alchemist.
No, for sure. It's going to be one of those games where he's just going to look to get the Mjolnir, BKB, farm, probably Silver Edge, and then turn up. I don't think he's going to be too interested in turning up unless he really has to before that point, Pure.
Absolutely agreed. Skeeter. Radiance is still going to come out at a pretty good time, but not the fastest by any means. It has been slowed down a little bit because he's been making moves around to match and get that number advantage versus BetBoom. How is Save's Blink Dagger? He is still 600 gold away, but not bad either. All right, triple core timing. So Falcons, they've got the Ags on the Bristle, they've got the Blink on the Sanking, they've got the Radiance. Well, BetBoom looks to react versus this. They've got to have numbers.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So close to the Ags.
Yeah, he's actually not quite there yet.
There's the Mjolnir, yeah. Pure's farm should start to really speed up now.
He's only
Mjolnir rush done.
He's only 1k behind an Alchemist, so it's pretty damn good. And it starts to speed up with this Mjolnir. Throw the static charge under the tree, can start cutting creep waves so he can get farm while not showing save. He's gonna get caught.
Yeah, they'll drop an epi and a freezing field for him.
Okay, that's a lot committed. That's their tools that they use to kill the Timber Saw. So Kiyotaka in these next few moments could be pretty strong. He's 1700 HP.
He's ready to walk into them.
Not into 5 heroes though. All 5 are heading down.
That's the Frostbite. Forest Strike as well, buying time for Crit to close in. He's gonna get some backup, but the punch up there to stop the Timber Chain. They use the Solar Guardian to try and heal him up in time, but
Snowball
he's gone.
dodge.
He's dead. Miro trying to fight back against him. The Nature's Wrath comes crashing in, will help finish off Snake King.
Pure's turning up.
But they've finished off the 2 of them, and Amar, he's still very, very strong with Skeeter and Maureen. The cores are scary. Pure, he's going to get surrounded. They have the stun to hold back Amar. They're dropping the last as well. They're trying to deal with this Bristle, but they just cannot. Amar too strong, as Kataomi is going to get slowly but surely run down as well as Falcons. They're going to be able to find a team white fogged.
They always just have the numbers, it feels like. BetBoom tried to bring them, but it was too slow that they ended up doing it. The Kiyotaka is dead before they actually have the follow-up, and the snowball dodge. Dodges the Solar Guardian. Pure turns up, and he just dies in a heartbeat. Falcons, they do this so much in these early games. 21-9, just starting to accelerate things too much for BetBoom to handle.
That was a rough one. Yeah, I was surprised that Pure did decide to go for that one.
Yeah, I'm surprised he finished.
It's got to be one of those fights you kind of look at and you say, well, I've just got to keep hitting the creeps.
Maybe it's because he did see like Epicenter and Freezing Field was used, so maybe he expected that they would have a bit of a better fighting chance, but Kiyotaka dying right at the start of it, he needs to be able to survive longer. He probably felt like they weren't going to bring all 5 onto him. He's like, oh, Epi and Freezing Field are used. I'm a bit tankier, but they literally bring the entire squad on top of him. And a lot of it is being contributed because of Crit. I have to give him a lot of highlight this game on this Tusk. FaZe Drum, he's part of 16 of the 21 kills, and he's the one who's enabling these extra kills even without the magic damage with the tag team. BetBoom's got to slow things down. They still don't have the blink on the Batrider, even though he was quite close in those last few instances.
On a mirror.
Dies back to back.
They've got eyes on him. Snake King's in with the setup. Buys time for Marin and Crit to come through the Twin Gate and help find another kill in this same area. A spot of the map that feels like BetBoom. They just can't afford to come down here.
That's 6 deaths for Miro. Constantly just getting grabbed. They're always ready for him on Falcons.
It feels like it's been a bit of a rough series for the last picks, right? We had like a last pick Razor, got completely crushed. This was a last pick Dawn, right? And Falcons, they're destroying it.
BetBoom's just not ready for the numbers that they've been bringing in every single situation. Save is trying desperately to finish off his Blink Dagger, but now at this point, these stats, they've really slowed him down. He's looks pretty dead.
Yeah, he shows. They're crumbling.
This game is out of hand already.
They're crumbling.
This'll come in handy.
Pure's probably telling them, guys, we can't keep giving up these many kills. We need to slow it down. But they just keep getting caught. Skeeter, the blink is done. He's getting close to the BKB as well. Kiyotaka almost has Aghanims. That'll help him survive quite a lot more, but things are ramping up. Falcons, they can go for Roche. And they kill it just too fast, it feels, for BetBoom to contest. I don't think they want to contest either until they have the Aghs on Kiyotaka. He desperately needs it. And it feels like, I feel like Falcons have just accelerated more and more every single game. And BetBoom, they've tried to adapt to be able to fight back, but they just haven't been bringing the numbers fast enough. It's 1-by-1 sequences of TPs.
Game 1 and Game 3. Very much kind of the build-up to this Game 4 that once again Falcons just take this very solid advantage in early on.
And look around bottom again. Miro, they saw him.
They've got him. And it's the Dream Hero to start the play on. You find the Dawnbreaker, you take out the potential of a Solar Guardian.
Hey, what do you do if you're... I think Miro just has to play in a more defensive position. Him and Pure have to be ready to just TP in and try to get these numbers, but they just keep getting found first, especially Miro. 7 deaths now for the Dawnbreaker. Him and Save in particular are having a pretty rough one. 1 in 5 on the Batrider too. He's got the Blink Dagger now. And Kiyotaka does have Aghs. Let's see if they can find something.
They gotta try. They're gonna have Solar Guardian back in 10 seconds with the respawn of Miro.
They gotta find a core, but the positioning from Falcons, it looks like they're expecting this move.
They want to just go for Crit. They do well. Go for the quick jump.
Does get deleted. kill's a kill. Probably not feeling like he could go for that core because he was there. And it is a big Tusk. Does have quite a bit of farm coming out from that. I think he did actually get the Blink purchase before he died, though. So on top of having Phase Drum, he has a Blink Dagger. Yeah, I think Miro should this should be his area. Just play the bottom side of the map, just so he doesn't get picked up before a fight kicks off, because they need that Solar Guardian to save each other.
Oh, Skeeter.
Taka's got Ag in him, so he should be pretty safe here.
Gonna try and chase him down a little bit. And these two, they're just running at them, Amar and Skeeter.
I guess they're just gonna kill Kitomi, but Kiyotaka's here.
Backup's coming in.
They've got Solar.
Okay, that's Skeeter gone the once.
And
Amar
Amar
is trying to finish off Katomi, but he's dead, and now they're setting it for round 2. The blink is there just in time for Skeeter.
They did not respect this Ags on Kiyotaka. Just looking for the kill on the Ogre, they lose 2. And Snaking potentially gonna die too. Can he play his way out of it? He can. There we go. BetBoom striking back.
I mean, that was very aggressive. They literally just ran at them. There's just the two of them. And I think Amar and Skeeter got maybe a little bit carried away on that.
Maybe they didn't see the Ags on the Timber at first for a second there, because it looked like they had attempted for him, and then they're like, wait a minute, we can't go for him, and they tried to go for the Ogre, but getting split off, that's where the Timber can go for kills. And now they can smoke up. They have Lasso.
Dire are scanning.
Can they find Skeeter before BKB? That would be huge.
Oh, they've hit the scan though, Falcons. They know that somebody's up here. That should be enough information to allow Skeeter and Mallory to avoid this smoke play.
And now he does have the BKB done. Bloodstone on Malrine, Veil as well. Where are they going to look to go? But I like this. This is how I think BetBoom has to approach it. Keep running together either as 2 or 3, this Bat Rider plus the Ogre plus the Timber, and just let the other 2 TP in. Don't let Miro get caught before these fights start. Let him play completely isolated on another side of the map and just able to Solar Guardian in, because he's got his BKB now. So he's quite a bit more survivable.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Smoke coming up. Falcons gonna strike again. See who gets the jump. See if Kiyotaka can do the work on this Timber Saw. Pure has now taken top net worth spot. He saw the hammer. Miro has to hide himself, and he will.
Who do they catch first? Pure's on the run, but there's the jump crit. Gets the setup. Amar's ready to move in as well. We'll get contained for now with the Sprout.
Pure.
He's able to break out straight away.
He's just dead.
He just dies immediately. They get the jump stun over towards the Ogre as well. The backup comes in from Miro with the Solar Guardian, trying to help out. Snaking should get dealt with by Kiyotaka, but the rest of the Falcons crew are ready to head across and cause Kiyotaka having to just sort of hide under the tier 1. I mean, Falcons may even dive upon him.
I mean, Pure gets the BKB off, but dies just to the Quills, the physical burst. Skeeter will stun himself. Can they pop
Miro,
him?
they're ready to turn. It's a lot of burst, but the BKB's up. I mean, Miro's going to die for his efforts to try and capitalize on the fact that Skeeter stunned himself. The Falcons are ready with the backup. They keep Skeeter safe. He gets out with the BKB.
Kiyotaka considering another jump forward. He's got the reactive armor.
Is he able to do this, though, against these heroes? It's kind of scary. And they'll give him some space.
Once the reactive goes down,
they're ready to go back in. Yeah, Mar laying him up with this goo.
Crit's gonna jump.
They're going to snowball forward. The concoction as well. He's dead. He's going to come in with the buyback. I mean, BetBoom, can they do anything with this Kiyotaka buyback? They're going to look towards Crit. A Crit's out with the blink. They're trying to chase.
He's got to get kills with this buyback.
He's not going to get anything.
As soon as the reactive starts ticking down, you can see how Falcon sets up for it. He just got ruined in that one.
I mean, they just make that last fight look easy, Falcons. They're just able to run straight to Pure. Crit gets in on top of him, and at that point, it's all over. You know, he tries to get the BKB off, but he's already dead.
It's the fact that Crit just has this much farm on a 4 Tusk. The fact that he has Blink and Drums, he's just getting these heroes low, and then his team can just reinitiate afterwards because they've got the gap closed. I mean, Pure died so fast to the Bristle plus the Tusk in that last fight.
This'll come in handy.
That blows the game open quite a bit there, especially because Kiyotaka, he was having a pretty decent game overall on the Timber. His net worth is just completely destroyed now. And we see they have ways to play around that reactive armor if they just dance on it.
Hurricane Pike online for Pure, so we'll have at least a little bit of of a chance to break away from Crit when he closes in on him.
He needed this item so badly. If he gets caught in shards, we see he just gets shredded from the coil. So this will at the least be able to protect himself. He needs that next item to be able to fight.
He has to BKB, but he's already
he doesn't have
TP
TP.
to get in. He doesn't have a TP scroll. He doesn't have the TP ability. Both are on cooldown.
He's going down. A very dangerous position for Pure to go, and he gets punished instantly. Uh-oh.
Next time. Wait, next time what? What's next time, Fox?
I think he's saying next tournament, maybe.
Oh, next.
I
I see. I
don't know.
Is that what, next time what? But you're right. I think he's referring to winning.
He's just being
winning a tournament or winning a best of 5 against them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shiva's now finished up on Malrine. That's a huge pick off there. Pure, he was starting to recover massively too, but dies again, and now his team's getting ran down. Katomi.
Somebody save him. Oh, maybe he doesn't. Okay, no, he doesn't.
He's dead.
He's not going to get any saving anyway.
Nobody can save him.
Radiant's middle tower is
Take the
under
tier 1 in the mid here, Falcons.
30 to 12. My goodness, the speed that they're getting all these kills. Pure can't even finish off snaking.
TP'd into this at a point where didn't have the TP scroll to get out during that BKB. Even if he did, of course, they will have measures to go through it. And yeah, Skeeter feeling pretty good about himself on this one. He's having a great game. A lot of involvement from the Alchemist. 7-1 and 14.
I mean, sometimes we do see Falcons just kind of playing this like farm game. This is not one of those. This has to be one of their highest kill scores, I feel, in 26 minutes. 30 kills is pretty crazy. BetBoom's been trying to react and trying to respond to it, but in most situations, it just continues to be them getting outnumbered or them just, yeah, the move just comes first from Falcons. And Kiyotaka, even though we were mentioning for his game where he does have the option to be able to kill a lot of these cores, that buyback really cripples him.
It did.
Any growth that he had in this game, it's just gone. His BKB is going to be very necessary next, but they have so many answers and they've just started to snowball massively. Falcons, they have this haste rune as well on Malrine.
Dire's middle tower
Maybe
is under
expecting
attack.
Pure to TP over here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
It's going to show Pure top.
They're pinging right on top of him. They know exactly where he is.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pure, gotta get the push going here with the treants.
Tower is under attack.
Roshan's up, so Falcons can look for that.
Miro shows himself in the river.
Haste.
Malrine, he's on his way over.
The initial stun. They've got the blink
BKB.
punch.
Crit, he's ready to put a stop to that one. It's Miro, very likely to be dead again. He'll make a bit of space with the hammer pull, but the burrow strikes in once more from Malrine. Same time in the mid, Skeeter, he's just running at the 3 of them. He's able to scare them away. They're terrified of him.
They can't even punish him for that aggressive BKB usage.
Snaking coming in from the side. Well, this might be a little
This
too
they can
aggressive.
maybe go for, but his team's here.
He's getting away with it. Burrow strike comes in from Malrine. They blow up the 2 supports, and now they turn over towards Kiyotaka. As there's no one coming to help this Timber. Kiyotaka on his own, dead again, and out for 75 seconds. I mean, they
It's
get
just
away
out
with
of
whatever.
control.
You know, Snaking's just dancing around in front of them as this Crystal
And Pure,
Maiden.
they have
can't
a
do
ward.
anything about it.
They have a ward right on top of him.
And they get the jump.
He's dead.
He's got a BKB.
Oh, good push.
He's going to try for the TP, but the punch, it's there. Everybody's dead on BetBoom. Falcons.
They literally kill all 5. Yeah, they don't lose anybody.
No.
They catch absolutely in the perfect sequence too, right? They kill Miero, so they kill the Solar Guardian user. Then they kill the next target. Then Skitter forces this weird reaction, and yeah, you can see it on his face. It's rough.
It's a rough one, tough one. I mean, it just sort of begs the question: what happened in game 2? Was it really just a Veno pick, Fox? No,
I think Kiyotaka clutched it up in game 2 with his Shadowfiend performance, but this one, the clutch it's really not there. It's actually just Falcons playing too fast, and it's not just one player, it's not just 2 players, it's the entire team. I feel like Crit has done a marvelous job on this Tusk this game, just being everywhere, always having the punch for the BKB cores, having the extra damage he can provide as this tag team, and somehow Snaking's actually more farmed than him. Wait, what the hell?
Power of the Crystal Maiden.
Power of the CM.
Frostbite here and there, and you're a millionaire.
And even Malrine is more farmed than an Alchemist on a Sand King. So pretty absurd stuff they've been able to do. And BetBoom, even though Pure, he's still farmed, it's these other two cores that have just completely fallen off a cliff. And they haven't even been able to find any of these catches where they blink lasso a target and use Solar Guardian and get aggressive. It's literally just them on the back foot completely this game. They probably anticipated a different type of approach in this game where they'd hopefully be able to be the aggressors, but it feels like not once in this game have they been able to be that since the 10-minute mark, right? That dive that they were doing top, it feels like that was the last time that BetBoom was actually able to make their own aggressive move. And now things just really out of hand. Kiyotaka, as you said, was dead for 70 seconds, so still quite a ways away from that BKB, about 800 gold for him to have it. And we've seen them now have ways to go through it. More than enough physical damage. Skeeter now having a basher too.
Radiant's middle
Down the mid they
tower is under
come.
attack.
Time to cut creep waves. Try to extend the game to the later portions if you're BetBoom. Because these head-on fights just do not look possible anymore. And they haven't for some time.
Radiant structures are
He needs a silver edge.
Radiant's middle tower is under
In
attack.
both the top and the middle lane here, Falcons. Take the tier 2
Radiant's
mid,
middle tower
Might
has
have to
fallen.
keep going.
the tier 2 top.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
BetBoom.
Dire's
the answer.
structures are
They have
falling.
no one in the base right now.
Radiant's top
Do they just
tower
sack
is under
Arax
attack.
again? We said it last time that they might just do stuff like that because they just need to have more farm to be able to fight versus this Falcons timing. Save's gonna get back, and as well with the Ogre. Cores are starting to make their way back as well.
They've got to try something, but it's into the
Rax is
stage just on
dropping.
and out.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
They might just let it go. They've got the fortification, but do they really want to make this jump into an Aegis Skeeter?
Not an easy approach for them. The Rax.
Dire are scanning.
They're being careful about it here, Falcons. They don't want to quite push for the barracks.
As soon as this Chemical Rage was going down, he backs away. They have this catapult that's under effect from the banner, though.
Skeeter's ready to go back in. Concoction out, Kiyotaka marrying him with a follow-up burst strike. They look to burst through and they destroy him immediately! Kiyotaka dead far before there's any chance of any sort of heals or saves coming in, and he's out for a minute.
He couldn't even get the BKB off. He died so fast.
Hero, he tries to jump in, but he gets tripped up by the burrow strike. Skeeter will throw back a concoction over towards Nature's Prophet, make space to finish up the barracks. Miro's trying to fight with this BKB, but the barracks are going to be going down. The epicenters at the ready. Maureen jumps in beyond the tier 4s, in with the epi standstill to kill Katsumi. Pure, he'll get back to the base, but Amar, he's ready to dive into the fountain and kill them off underneath the fountain. Everybody's got ultra kill from Amar. GG is called. Falcons, they've done it again. Another Dream League, another championship title.